everybody, and welcome to another episode of Agents Return. Tonight we're playing a story, a game, a campaign in Frostmark, the setting and the system, everything created by moi. Tonight we have a content warning of bad language and maybe, perhaps, some gore. I don't know. We shall see. With me, I have a wonderful cast of players. I got Aspen playing the mysterious finesse Akron. How you do? How you feel?
Good. How are you? I'm ready for some shenanigans.
Good. That's good. All right. And then we got Lola playing the Priestess Ginevra, Devotion Finesse. How you do? How you feel?
I'm good. I'm full of nachos, so I'm ready to take on the world.
Perfect. And then we have a blank space where Lynn's face is supposed to be playing Titania, our resident Malgravian scholar. But they had to do something else. Emergency. Ah! The horror. The vol. I'm fading. And then, certainly not least, we have Adrian playing the enigmatic soul oath and divine oath Aaron. How you do, and welcome.
I do good. How do you do?
What? I do das, do be. What happened last time, gang?
Philosophy.
Philosophy.
Philosophy happened last time, okay.
Travel.
Yeah. You said goodbye to Okard. Ginevra, you had an interesting conversation with Cardamom Lumina, where you talked about the thing. That is Aaron. The thing. The rotten thing? Yes. Okay.
I have a name.
It's the thing.
I noticed your reaction to when I said the thing. It was really fun to me. Akron gave a gift to Ginevra.
My first mistake.
You were
Take it back.
given a official goodbye from Queen Minerva, and you were granted the royal letter stamp by Borch. Exactly. Ginevra, you take a little bit of you notice a deep bond between Celia and Aaron whilst you're on the road. Ginevra, you have a long
Checking out
talk.
my ass.
Yeah, go Steve.
On an ass.
She's a horse, not a donkey.
Yeah, exactly.
God, guys, it's already. Ginevra, you have a talk with Titania. What was that about?
Yeah, I Titania wanted to kind of explain her absence, her sudden absence, on the words of the spy master. And she kind of explained it as her being kind of overwhelmed by the potential danger of this mission not being what she's used to. And I kind of spoke to her about her studies, what her beliefs were about culture, history, spirituality. She kind of expressed ideas that there's more to the world than Rian, and that she thinks there should be more free information shared about the inner workings of the church, and more
The
openness
nature of
to-
the divine.
Yes, to other spiritualities.
There were other elements in there in terms of cultures as well, not necessarily specifically divinity, and
True.
how cultures themselves can be considered a religion.
True. Akron, you ask Aaron how much it will cost for Aaron to protect Titania against the church. That conversation was a train wreck.
Well, unfortunately, it was raining, so I wasn't able to get an answer.
It's raining. It's raining. What up for me? Like, contracts be contracts, and it's raining.
That was like the funniest response.
Most important it's raining.
It was so confusing.
Not the smartest. So he's an average kind of guy.
I just want to know if you wanted money.
So average.
He doesn't. Yeah, he didn't allude to the fact that he did specifically state anything to do with adding money or really talking about the contract in any other way other than there was an agreement.
Yes.
Yeah. Which was you will protect Titania for the duration of this agreement and nothing further.
Anything outside of that, as in like you were asking Aaron, would you protect them should you like incite the wrath of the church? And he was like, kind of doing something right now. Ask me later. I guess.
It's raining.
It's raining.
Yeah.
I'm busy with the rain.
It's rain, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to think when it's raining outside.
Okay. Back to Ginevra and Titania. Ginevra reveals that she doesn't consider Titania evil or weak-willed because she wants to talk about all this blasphemous stuff.
Yeah.
And
that I know her. I remember her from before.
yes.
when she was
Yes.
15.
And Titania's like, whew, no more lying. I don't like lying. You stop for lunch, you eat a bunch of apples. Titania reads the witness statement of Priest Daniel. What was basically the witness statement about?
A priest was in a specific town that I'm forgetting the name of, over yonder, the mountains in Ravenwar territory.
Yeah, in the south.
And
I'm also forgetting the name.
two women. Nouns don't matter.
Yeah.
And two women. I remember that it was in 737. If that helps, like what I remember isn't.
Yeah, it's true. It was 737 yes.
So that's like 9 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
but
We're in
I mean-
42? Are we?
yeah, we're in
We're in
742.
40.
Juniper's
yeah, 40.
Drift. Juniper's Drift.
But there were two women there who had like black tears seemed running down their face that we made some assumptions about, and they were like threatening torture upon ye townspeople. The priest's apprentice was stolen away, and he was smuggled out by supposed loyalists to the church over the crown.
Absolutely.
There's also weapons that were giving off like shadowy, smoky kind of stuff that were held by...
They were wearing, wielding flails, but the smoke
Yeah.
came out of the person, not the flail.
Oh, okay. They were smoking people with weapons.
Yes.
My
Yes, exactly.
bad.
Jeez.
Much better. I like that answer better.
Was it like coming off the shoulders, like a shrouded kind of thing, or was it more that was steaming?
They described it as a devilish black smoke.
I think this report was
It
about
was-
as biased and this is
and
a
it was
primary
already
source, which
it was already
unreliable.
redacted. It was already redacted by a poor scribe who like had removed like a bunch of those
Really emotional stuff.
devil tooting bastards that
All
don't
the
believe in
expletives.
Rihanna. Yeah. You know, all of those were removed. You
Which is very
stop for the day in the diving Hawk Inn. Titania speaks a little bit about her excursion with Aaron, how she lost a horse. Acheron, you talk a bit about the orphanage and all the woe and hardship that happened to you when you grew up. You never started realizing some stuff. Asked you if you were Coco, was it? That was
Coco, yeah.
very cute. Acheron was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not that person. And
If I was.
that would be very nice to hear. Yeah, like
But if
it.
I was, this was really fucking stupid to bring it up in the middle of a tavern, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then Ginevra rushes to her room with the tears in her eyes, and Acheron disappears and goes up to talk to her. But in the meantime, Aaron asks Titania about the Ainur Basilica. And what do you learn?
It's a place.
It's a place.
in
Yes.
the
Where it's
capital
rained
of
sometimes.
Malgrave. Where it rains, maybe. On occasion.
Yes.
And that the leader was named Irene. And that Titania hadn't been there for a while.
Definitely. And Acheron Ginevra, you have a tense conversation where you drop the pretenses, and Acheron complains about all the bad stuff that the church does, but Ginevra, you argue back that change can happen within it. And you have a little bit of philosophical discussion about supporting and changing something evil and terrible. If one should not associate it with it at all, or if one should associate with it to do change within. Welcome, Jamie.
I
And
love discussing how much blood is justifiable.
yes, there was a lot of blood on the hands of the church, using people like you. You were interrupted in this impasse by the shout of a bleeding woman.
Bleeding woman.
I mean,
I think we're
Bleeding.
there were actually a stab wound, though, but it was just added some theatrics on top of it. She asked to go up to Ginevra's room and be in privacy with Ginevra. She got healed. There was a secret conversation that went on with me and Lola. And in the end of it, Acheron threatened the woman with a knife.
I mean, I technically threatened Ginevra with the knife. It's just I was threatening the
Fair.
woman with
Fair.
Ginevra's
Fair.
arm.
And then, Aaron, you follow outside with the woman. You see the mounted horse trucks past you. Oh, that should say Aaron. And the woman with a man's voice wishes you luck and says what an honor is to meet you, and then rides off. kinda strange. Alright, that's where we're going to continue.
I think Ginevra want to talk to.
Yeah, I'm
where are we starting?
I'm gonna be starting with the conversation, but let me bring you into where we are. All right, let me set the music, and we will be there. Hey. And and 3 pieces of music being layered. Takes a while.
Okay.
Aha.
Riveting. Aaron, you return to the pleasant heat of the interior of the Diving Hawk Inn to meet the curious glances of all the patrons and workers inside. Seeing as the bleeding girl and her shrill voice will probably not return to disturb the peace this evening, one after the other, their gazes stops invading your privacy openly. Upstairs, in a small but solid, rented room with a window, double bed, wash corner, cabinet, and a simple iron candelabra, Ginevra faces the dagger-wielding Acheron. In the shadows dancing in the room. Alright. What do you say?
Okay, so I casually turn to the window and walk over and close the blinds, the curtains, as casually as possible, and say to the others, come in, close the door. Is Aaron up here, or is he still down in the...
Titania and I are both downstairs. You and Acheron are in the room upstairs.
Then I'll go out, and if they're downstairs, ask them to come in.
I curiously look at Ginevra and then look at the rest of the tavern and make a head motion to Titania to follow and follow Ginevra upstairs tentatively.
Titania nods
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna put the knife away
and
while
follows.
they're downstairs.
Okay. And you find yourselves crammed, all of you, into this hotel room.
Okay,
Who's that?
a friend. And I mean a friend. Looking at all of them.
Edgar's gonna hold up a hand. Before you say anything, is this something that Agron's going to point to where they saw you hide the necklace? Is this something that your employers know about? Okay, looking around real quick then, Akron's going to look around how, I'm assuming these walls aren't very thick, like if Akron were to like tap on them or something.
Yeah, not super thick, but it's not like you can hear what somebody else is talking about through these walls, but if you raise your voice to shouting, you definitely can. So don't have a shouting match and don't have sex loudly and you should be fine.
We'll definitely try not to do the first one.
The first is about the second.
Sorry. Akron's gonna like step a little closer to them. He's gonna be like, just voice is quiet. You should be fine.
Why do you
What?
call him a friend? It's not very often friends dress up like women.
I think it was a woman.
I disagree.
I had a man's voice, but I think it was a woman.
Well, Ginevra, if you would be so kind to enlighten us why a friend stumbles into a somewhat remote tavern in the middle of the night screaming for you, that would be wonderful.
They had some important information that I think you all should know. But as... what did you call it before when you gave me this, Acheron? An investment in trust? An exercise in trust?
I think I said it was an investment in trust.
Well, what I'm about to tell you is just that. The church is following us. Probably since we left Oakheart. In most circumstances, I'd be happy for the help, but it's become quite clear to me that each of you has your own reasons for why you would not want them to be watching. I'm sure you all appreciate that it would be safer for me if they did continue, but I also appreciate now that it's far more dangerous for you if they do. So, in trust, I'm telling you this so we can work out a way to get rid of them. Maybe if we find a way for them to blow their cover naturally, they'll feel their purpose is voided and retreat. I believe your expertise in particular would be helpful.
You broke up at the end there, sorry. Expertise
What
was
did you hear up to?
I think Lo said your
Be
expertise would be
useful in
particular.
here.
Acheron.
Yeah, in particular would be useful here. Yeah, Acheron.
So I take it then the agent climbing the walls was is visiting you. Back at the castle. First night we stayed there. Oh, how did I know? Alka told me. In our little conversation.
No, I didn't say how did you know? I said maybe there was one visiting me.
Well,
maybe there was one visiting all of us.
I didn't get visited. I wouldn't have woken up if I was.
Do you usually have a habit of callers in the night?
I wouldn't call it a habit, but on occasion.
Agents? Which, by the way, don't ever say that word in public again. If you value your life and the life of everyone you love. And I'm not saying that for my sake, I'm saying that for yours.
I know. I appreciate it.
What are agents?
Agents are the church's dirty workers. They are spies and scribes, torturers, or assassins. They are typically taken in as children, broken down and tortured and raised, stripped of identity and made into useful little tools. They carry out the church's dirtier deeds, subterfuge to keep them in power, taking out those who get too close to secrets the church wants to keep hold of, or those who piss them off, or those who won't play the game correctly. It's how the church maintains power.
Ah, so that's who she was.
No. And when I'm speaking of callers in the night, I'm not speaking of agents. I'm speaking of certainly not agents.
I didn't think
Friends.
that a friend of yours was an agent, but if they were, I'm dead either way, so
I think that you would be able to tell, Acheron. I think it doesn't take anyone with even your expertise to be able to tell that that wouldn't be an agent of the church.
that's fair. I mean,
They certainly don't have the tact for it.
they wouldn't have made it far anyways.
Exactly.
The church doesn't accept failure from agents. A scene like that would cost them their life. How closely did the church say they'd be following you? And if I can ask, or if you'll tell me for what? Just to make sure you're safe?
They didn't say how closely they were following me. And I imagine for backup, I think the church is pretty interested in this.
They're
Like I
already
said, I would
agents.
usually be happy for the extra resources, but I now see this is not a usual group of people, and you are all in a lot of danger by having them around. So,
Forgive me, but why do you care?
That's a good question.
I think it's clear enough to you, Coco, why I would care. But regardless, I don't believe that any of you should have done anything that's worth the kind of treatment you might face.
Forgive me, but who do you think we are?
Well, I don't know whether that's something that I should lay out here. I can if you wish.
Well, you're referring to this one here as Coco, which is a new name. And he
Actually,
gives.
it's my old name. Though it wasn't Coco, it was Corey. name the
I thought it was
church
just for
gave
me.
to me. Wasn't my birth name either.
So I'm amongst old friends, am I?
Yeah. Ginevra was my first friend while I completed training. I guess it's coming out, so in the interest of everyone's safety, I'm a dead man either way. Fuck it. Might as well make my last mission that easier. I used to be an agent of the church. Till I left about 2 years ago.
Really?
And that's when I met up with Titania again. We met while I was an agent. And now I managed to hide from the church because they thought me dead for 2 years. But if they're following us and any of them heard Ginevra connect my identity to my past one, it's my death sentence. Agents don't get to leave. So,
I only referred to you as Coco, though.
you
I
asked
was
if I
quiet.
was an agent of the church in a crowded tavern.
Why the church a problem this time?
What do you mean this time?
Well, Ginevra, you said that you would prefer them not to be following us, purely because of the company you keep. Yet you choose to stick around this company when you need not. If you have the church's backing, why are you staying?
Because I don't believe I have anything to fear from you. I don't believe that what they might do is the right thing to do.
They'll kill us, or worse. Actually, killing us would probably be preferable to what they do.
Are you
Trust
in
me.
their employ, Ginevra?
Yes?
Are you following their directive?
Yes. That's why I'm here.
Are you leading us to them?
No.
He's gonna get real close and to try and detect intent if
All
she
right.
is being truthful.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna also check that just because it came up.
Okay, so both the face of Akron and Aaron are staring at Ginevra intently in this moment. Make me
With
the
a
appropriate.
natural 20.
Oh.
What am I rolling again?
Do I
Is
have
it
to roll against it, or can I
empathy,
just tell
composure?
them?
Empathy, composure, and it's up to
Seeing as
you.
it's a
It's up to
D20.
you.
Okay.
It's up to you how you want to handle it.
She's... I got it 2 pissed off.
I am in some emotions currently.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ginevra looks deep into those golden eyes, unfazed, unblinking, 100% genuine and honest.
How can we trust you?
Because I could have said nothing, but I didn't. And I'm honest when I say that I want to work together to find a way to get rid of them.
Get
And
rid
that
of the
way
agents.
I'm traveling with just you. I'm putting myself in a dangerous position there, but that's because I trust that I'm not in any danger with any of you.
The only way to get rid of them is to kill them or to have them complete their mission, because
I don't think so.
you don't understand how agents work. Telling you this is so stupid, but you know what? Like I said, Akron like pauses a minute and like Their hands are shaking a little, like fisted at their sides. For the sake of our old friendship, I want to believe. I want more than anything to believe that you are still the same good person that I knew. So I want you to realize that when I said that I'm dead if they connected me, I mean it. But it's not just me, it's Titania. It's everyone that I care about. Maybe even everyone they suspected that I might have told in the last 2 years will die.
I know.
Please know.
That's why I'm saying this. I recognize the danger that you're in.
It's
I want to
worse
find
than
a way out of it.
Agents who don't complete their mission are killed. There's no use for a worthless tool. Either you complete your mission or you die. So it's literally their life if they back off without completing their mission, whatever it is. This is the price of agents are expected to pay. That's why, I mean,
Here are
I'm
the
not-
facts. Here are the facts. We're being pursued by the church, yes.
Yes.
You are communicating with those people.
No.
Then who is this person that just came?
A friend. Outside
No.
of the church.
If we were to encounter these followers from the church, it is likely based on what Acheron has just said that we will have to engage and most likely slay them.
we will.
Could you stand by our sides and do that?
Depends on how it happens. I believe that there's a way where we can do it without there being any bloodshed. I
Killing them
believe
is
that if they
far
feel like they have
easier.
been made, that they have blown their cover, or if we're able to lose them in some way, that they will retreat.
I won't. Like I
Because
said,
they failed. Then that becomes their problem to deal with.
killing them would be far kinder than whatever the church will do to them if they return a failure.
But then you're taking away their choice to handle the situation.
Well, what are they handling? They're following us? They're watching?
Hmm.
Why?
To make sure the job is done, I imagine.
But the church already has agents in Ravenmore territory. There are already active agents there.
Maybe they
All
have
of them have gone
suspicions, I
dark.
mean,
All of them have gone dark.
yeah,
Yeah,
how's
but
that?
they
We
don't.
haven't heard
Yeah,
anything
but they
from
don't
them.
know that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought, okay, I'm sorry.
I that's what I understood. I thought
Yeah.
I'd heard that before. That it's like everyone
it's
they've sent
fair.
in, they haven't sent anything back. Like they've all gone missing. So it's like maybe
Well,
they're trying a
yeah.
hybrid approach where there are people that we don't even know about going in.
Mhm.
That like minimal people know about. Maybe they're trying a new approach.
My priorities are to Titania and the contract and agreement that we have drawn up. I owe her, and well, I am here. I will
Yeah.
not stand by and let them take her, nor will I stand by and let them attempt to injure her. And if you can't make up your mind, I don't see how we can even continue to have you around. You're a liability.
We can't do anything to her because if they are watching, they'll intervene sooner. So unless you're looking for your death fight tonight,
It's a conflict of interest and it's making me very anxious.
If a fight is raised on their side, then I act in defense. I'm not going to go seeking them out to kill them. I think there can be a way where Now we're aware of them, using the expertise that Acheron has, perhaps you as well, I'm not so sure, of your certain skill set.
So your
can
intention
find a
is to
way-
lose them.
Either to lose them, or to uncover them naturally. They fail in staying covert, and they have to leave. If that turns into a confrontation on their side, then I defend myself.
If we
If not-
act differently, they'll know that we're onto them, which won't.
You being paranoid and scouting out and looking for anyone who might be watching us is not differently. You've been looking for agents from the other side this entire time. It so happens that these ones would be from the church. You could be understood for being mistaken.
I'm stuck in this either way, so. Look, I've tried to explain it as much as I'm willing to. Let me just say that there are many different types of agent. Some of them are much harder to see than others.
Aaron gets closer to Ginevra and says, I did not keep breathing just to fall the hand of a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't like you. But I'm here for Titania.
This was a stupid mission for her to accept in the first place.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
What makes you think that I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing? If I'm the one who's giving this information to you. If I was, surely I would keep it quiet and allow them to take you when they would.
What's their plan? Is it literally, like, what exactly did they tell you?
I only know that we're being followed.
That's all they said. We're just broke into your room and we're gonna follow you.
No, my friend told me that I'm being followed.
So
Who's
the
your
agent
friend?
didn't talk to you.
Who is your friend? Who does that person work for? If not the church, then who?
They're alone. They have their own reasons to be hidden from the church.
So you get to know all of our dark, dangerous, and life-threatening secrets. But then you get to keep all of yours completely safe and hidden away.
It's not my secret to give.
It must be nice to be cozy like that.
Not helpful. We're in a sticky situation here. At least, maybe not from your perspective, Ginevra.
Trust me, I am. Like I said, I've decided to put myself in the situation with all of you. I'm
What
telling you
happens-
this because I believe that the right choice is to go on with each of you and to try and minimize the danger that you're facing by these people who are following us. I didn't need to do that. It would have been easier for me if I didn't. It wouldn't have been right.
Perhaps. Still doesn't make me trust you, though.
That's fine. But this will work better if we are able to trust each other enough to come up with an idea or a plan to deal with it.
There isn't one.
So
Do
what
you have a plan?
Suggest? Those were my plans. Either
To tell
finding a
us?
way for them to uncover themselves naturally
The-
by the skills that you have, or finding a way to lose them.
But you just said to not go out and seek them. You wouldn't do
Not go
that.
out and seek them for a confrontation to fight. If they decide to fight when they are uncovered, then that's their decision.
Do you know
We
where
have to
they are?
respond accordingly.
Do you know how close they are? Do you know how they're watching us?
Close enough that my friend was able to notice them.
They're either watching us by having a plant, or and by that I mean a spy, a traveler that will either, depending on whether they've directed us or know where we're going, they might plant someone at a location they're pretty sure that we're going to show up in, common places, taverns, inns along a road they'll assume we're traveling. Or they have scouts in the woods following us close enough to keep an eye on us. I wasn't a scout, I can't say for certain, but I was close with one, and these are at least some of their tactics.
Well, then
Listen.
it seems like you, Aaron, have the expertise of the woods for any scouts. Akaron, you have the expertise of knowing of people and places.
Well, about a day's ride from here, there's a small village further down the road called Cedar Falls. It sits underneath a overhang with a waterfall, which obscures noise quite well and has a pretty decent vantage point of scouting. I know the guy. I know a guy, an ex-colleague, if you will, who settled there. Hopefully, maybe he's still there. It's a friendly town to me, and if we are looking to have some sort of assistance in naturally uncovering these church followers, having the high ground is always an advantageous thing to have.
Depends on their mission. If their mission is to ambush us along the road, maybe, but if their mission is to stop us at a certain point, get us later, or something like that, chances are they won't engage to ensure we make it to said point.
Well, Ginevra here says they're here to watch. And if they're here to watch, well, we know they're watching. We maneuver them to a place where we can watch them back. Should we watch them back, according to Ginevra here, they will have failed in their mission and will leave us alone. Or engage, one way or another. We root out the rats that follow. And Ginevra here makes her decision.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Now, Ginevra, how many more mystery people in the night should we be expecting?
Hopefully not many.
I think this is a solid point in time to say goodnight. There's one final question. Is there any reason why your friend knows who I am?
Yeah, and me.
What do you mean they know who you are?
Well, their pair of parting words seem to infer that they're aware of my existence. I don't make a habit of making myself known, despite the way I look.
I mean, I'm aware of your existence.
You literally met him like 3 days ago.
I'm sorry, I'm not quite understanding what you mean. You helped carry them up the stairs?
No, not like that. And part of me feels like you're playing with me here, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. They seem to be aware of who I am and what I've done.
think they know who you are or what you've done. I mean, I don't know. I think, if anything, they may know what you are.
Really?
May know what you are. It's a weird way to phrase that.
And what am I, Ginevra?
Not human.
Okay, that's a little superstitious.
Is that your opinion?
I guess it is.
Do you think he's some kind of monster? Like,
No. He's just not human.
in what way? Define human.
A human like you and me.
We might both be human, but we are nothing alike. Unless you're a lot worse than I think you are. That's a compliment, trust me. No, don't. I'm not even joking. I've come out about the agent thing. I'm much worse than you think.
Tia listens in very closely to this conversation.
Define human. I'm sure if you cut him, he'd bleed. He needs... Aaron, I'm assuming you have to eat and sleep and drink.
Just because something isn't human doesn't make it some kind of beast or devil or anything.
What else is there to you? You follow this Rian?
It's just different types of people. But they're all people. They all deserve to live as freely as one another.
Ironic, coming from the priest in the room.
I know. That's what I believe.
If I want to reevaluate...
Am I wrong, Aaron?
I don't think you know anything, Ginevra. I am different looking, yes, but calling me non-human, well, that seems like quite a leap. And I wonder who is forcing you to leap.
Grant me one thing, and I'll take it back and apologize.
One thing?
Just one.
Careful.
What is this one thing?
Let me touch your hair.
Why do you want to touch my hair?
It's the one thing.
Is this like a priest thing, or is this like a personal thing? Does Akron know anything about devilology or some type of, like, whatever this is? Was this part of my Common Core?
Well, the church does teach that when humans are exceptionally weak, that, you know, the worst devilish corruption that could happen is that a devil itself or a minion of the devils can appear, right? Today in this age, basically unheard of, but it was way more common to go devil hunting in like centuries past. But usually those kind of jobs, I mean, there might be agents involved in that, but there's also inquisitors, and then you have even the more layer of secrecy, which, you know, the bird. the bird word.
I'm assuming I'm gonna ask, but I'm assuming the answer is no, considering that I was usually pursuing more of the like subterfuge stuff.
You
but
might
was I
have
ever...
thought it to be propaganda. You might have not believed the church.
So I was never like sent out to like snuff someone out because they were like assumed to be involved with devilry that was actually devilry and wasn't like me planting evidence or something.
Well,
right?
you might have heard rumors that humans who have corrupted themselves with, devil magic has been taken care of by colleagues. Not something that you have done. It's occasional. Occasional it happens with devil magic. But for somebody to have gone out and killed the devil itself, that's something of like that you might think just been propaganda.
Yeah, okay.
You
and there's nothing about like hair or anything.
You have no... I mean, the devil's minions are said to have different physical appearances.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Okay. I'm just gonna continue giving Ginevra a weirdish look then.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want with my hair, Ginevra?
Just a touch.
So touch.
Okay. Right. Can I do what I was going to do before? And run my fingers through along the scalp.
Are you looking for horns? That's what Acheron like says quietly.
I mean, the hair...
I'm feeling along the scalp, and I want to feel if I can feel any bumps.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay. Rummaging your hands through his hair.
Rummaging.
Yeah, roughly.
Mess it
Not
up.
like even rummaging, just like...
I never thought as a GM
through,
I would come to the situation.
slowly, carefully feeling for unusual spots along the scalp.
You don't feel anything other than a smooth skull. The hair is extremely soft, like a feather's touch. And this close, the hair shimmers a little bit silvery.
You know, I really wondered if you were also an agent, Ginevra, but now I'm sure that you're not, because there's no way you'd be this bad at, like... I don't know if this is a weird seduction attempt. It's clear you've never been trained in that area, so... glad I can tick that box.
She's probably having to stand pretty close to do this.
This is not... I don't think this is sexy. This is just her just being like, let me just, like, intimately feel your...
No.
Shh, let them have this moment. Shh.
Okay, I was gonna stand back
Plus,
and watch.
Like, are you wearing your little crown thing?
No.
No?
She's
So
just,
you're...
she's bare. Just her amber eyes.
Okay. And your priest mark on your forehead?
But they're covered by my fringe.
Mm-hmm. I will attempt to try and look beyond the fringe. She is doing one thing, investigating me. I'm investigating her.
Fair. Beyond her platinum blonde hair, you see the light golden shimmer of a tattoo of a stylized sun, which you have recognized here and there as a symbol of Rion. But, extra fancy, with gold in there.
Satisfied?
Mm-hmm.
You're ashamed of that behind your hair there?
No.
Why do you cover it?
I look better with a fringe.
You look that bad. So am I what you thought I was?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were, you wouldn't have to worry. From me, at least.
Forgive me, priestess, but I still don't trust you.
I know. And I'm sure there's not much I can say that you would believe anyway. So I won't try to convince you. Like I said, all I can do is make these actions, sharing this information. But
Prove to me that you are who you say you are. Prove to me that you are a lady that stands by her word, and I'll reevaluate. But for tonight, for now, I think that's enough excitement for me. Titania, I will stand outside your door.
Is that really necessary? I don't want to. And you should get your
He
sleep
raises
too.
his hand.
Okay,
No
well,
negotiation.
I mean, we're rooming together anyways.
Makes
Oh,
little
that's true.
difference. I'm employed for one
Okay.
reason.
well, whatever you think it's necessary, Mrs. Durian. Aaron, thank you.
He grabs. Is there a chair in this room?
Yeah, it's one chair, yeah.
Yeah, he grabs that chair and like drags it, like in that awkward squeaky noise along the floorboards, like it just like drags it outside, plunks it like next to the door of Tia's room, and sits.
Hands over the chest.
If anyone
Brooding
weird tries
eyebrows.
to stab you, assume the knife is poisoned.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You got poisoned or you got stabbed. They're a little different.
Someone tried to stab me. She wasn't much bigger than you.
Well, tried means that she wasn't successful. So, wait, why did someone try to act it? I'm not sure I want to know.
He's on his way out. Just like,
The door closes. The door closes behind him.
wait, what? Dunk.
Yes.
And I'm gonna ask Tia to talk to Ginevra alone for a minute and tell her that I will speak to her soon.
Oh, all right.
I
I'll
think
just
now that
be.
she's owed some answers.
I just be in my room reading. Yeah. Okay. You never have to take care. Good night. All right. Tia leaves.
Yeah, as soon as she's gone, the door's closed. Girl's gonna turn to look at Ginevra with just a kind of like. The mask has fallen a lot. They look, if anything, just exhausted at this point.
Yeah.
More than like annoyed or mad,
Yeah.
as you might imagine.
Ginevra kind of moves back to sit on the bed again, an unusual display, though still not very much. Just kind of puts her hands on the bed, shakes her head a little.
You really made a mess of things.
I made a mess. I'm trying to fix it, but I don't think I made it.
You're still similar in a lot of ways. You ask a lot of questions, and I think one of your fatal flaws is that you don't know when to stop. And I don't imagine that has not extended outside of this trip. There are rumors that You're a little precocious, perhaps. Colleagues have taken note of your question asking.
Are you telling me this to try and help me? Are you looking out for me?
Yeah. I'm dead either way, so.
Why do you believe that?
Because it's true.
They
The
don't know
church.
you yet. And
We don't know
if
that.
we can do anything about it, they won't. That's why we're doing this.
I hope that's true, but
If they knew anything, why would they have let you go in the first place? Why wouldn't they have just taken you when it was most safe?
Because maybe they had bigger plans. A rogue agent's dangerous, but if there were bigger things in play or they planned to meet up with us later, well, surely giving me a false sense of security would have helped. Besides, I don't think they knew before. I think they may have figured out now. You did loudly go, "Are you an agent?" in the middle of a crowded tavern when we're supposedly being watched.
What did I actually say?
You did say the word agent. I remember.
Yeah, I said
this.
agent, but I think I can't remember specifically what I said. I don't spend a lot of time on it, but
That's all right. It's just
something like that. I may have mentioned it once.
the word agent was like the important part.
Mm.
Unfortunately, it's less about what you actually said and more that that word came out.
Mm. Nevertheless, I mean, I know that what you do is because you're extra cautious, but there are multiple reasons in a loud tavern that anyone might say agent.
Maybe. Ginevra, I'm not just saying this because I'm paranoid. I'm saying this because this is what I used to do.
So I'm glad that we have you here.
You asked what I dreamt of before, what I want. You're right, I do have dreams or a dream. I just want to be safe. I just want to feel safe. I'm tired of being afraid all of the fucking time.
I think I can help with that.
I don't think you
Eventually.
can. Maybe.
Eventually.
After
Not right
this, you
now.
go back, right?
That's what happens after this, but I think I can help. I want to help. I don't know the others. Honestly, I don't know how much I know you anymore. Though, I mean a lot. You've changed a lot. And thankfully I still see much of the same, despite however much you've been through. But there are things going on that are very delicate. And I believe that they could help all of you, truly and honestly. But I can't parade it around, and so I will continue to be untrusted until I am found worthy of trust. But for the moment I can't speak of things that are so delicate to gain it.
That's why
I'm not talking about in the church.
I know. That's why Ginevra, if I truly thought that man had been with the church, or woman, or whoever they were, I'm not honestly sure what's going on there, and I'm not entirely sure I want to know. But if I truly believed they were with the church, I wouldn't have left the room.
That's why I am thankful that you are such an expert. Because you know when it's worth not trusting and when it's clear enough a lie. I
think you're a good person. I think at least you genuinely want to do good. And that you're mixed up in something. Because I know what that looks like. And as for if I'm the same person I was before, how much I've changed, Ginevra, I was in agent training the entire time you knew me. How much do you really think you knew me back then? You knew, perhaps, the best parts of me. Whatever was left of them at that time, anyway.
I don't think they're gone.
I don't know. I hope not. I mean, it's probably why I left. Stupid as that decision was, it continues to haunt me.
Sometimes the first choice is the hardest, but it's better to have a choice than to live a forced life.
Yeah, that's what I used to think too. Now I just want my death to mean something.
While you're still alive, you still have a choice. There's always the chance for things to get better. There's always a way. While you're alive. It's only when you die that there's no choices left.
Do you believe in fate?
Maybe.
I'm not talking about that fucker in the sky or wherever the hell he is dictating our lives. Fuck him. He doesn't give a shit about any of us. I don't even know if he's watching, and if he is, fuck you. But, I mean, like, destiny.
That's uncalled for. Sorry.
Yeah, not you, Bexxy. We love you.
Yeah, love you, Bexxy, but Rian can catch these hands.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to make that a broken joke.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It's funny. I do, I think. Or at least I believe that. I don't believe that, there's nothing we can do about it, but I believe that everyone ends up on the path they're meant to eventually. So, I've tipped my hand. I'm not the best liar, if you couldn't tell. Bit of an oversight considering my previous line of work, but I meant it when I said I wanted to trust you, to believe that you are good, genuinely. I do. God, I want to believe it so much. It hurts. I just hope I'm not wrong.
I hope there'll be a time, a situation where you'll be able to see for sure that you want. I have to be sure. These things have been a long time, and I can't risk it. But
If
know
anyone
that.
here- Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
If anyone here understands, it's me.
Yeah, I know. And I completely understand any ill will or ill feeling you would have towards me. I do, truly. And regardless, and then I understand if you wouldn't believe anything that I say. But I do mean it when I say that I want to help. I think I can, if things go well enough. And I want you to feel safe, to be safe again. Or at least protected.
Protected. Now there's a feeling I've never known. I believe that you think you can help, but you'll have to forgive me if... The only thing that hurts more, the thing that hurts the most, is wanting something and never getting it. So it's better to never want things in the first place.
I think wanting things can lead to you putting in the energy, the effort, making things happen. I think if you start from a position where you never believe it's going to happen, then you won't work hard enough to make it so.
I don't need to have ambitions, that's what I have Tia for. Seems I've always attached myself to, and Ekron gestures to you, people with lofty goals.
Well, maybe it's time for you to have some of your own. And maybe it's hard to come up with them when you're always running.
Something tells me that's gonna stop one way or another pretty soon. As for Aaron, don't let his... Try to keep a clear head as much as you can. It's not going to be comforting to say this, but if your behavior changes, they'll know. If they are watching you. And if they think you've turned, it's not just you who they'll kill. Your family, your friends, anyone you were close to, anyone you care about, anyone they think you may have told, anyone they might have told. There are pits of unfound skeletons where the church buries their darkest secrets. Don't end up in one.
That's why I brought it up with you two, you three.
Yeah, well, Aaron doesn't need to know this, though I think he already does. The second he associated with Titania and I, when the agents were about, his name's already on the list. So, whether or not you revealed it to us, he was probably on a list somewhere anyways.
I think I can help him too, though. I don't think he really wants it. That's the only thing.
I think he's lonely.
I don't know.
And I don't think he knows how to... It's hard to accept help when you've never had it before. Take it from someone who knows. Independence, by necessity, can lead to, well, being a stubborn ass when you actually need help.
I just can't quite work out what his angle is.
I think that's the problem. I don't think he has one. It's people like us raised in a society of intrigue where clouded desires run everyone's heads. I think the most mystifying thing of all is someone who's purely genuine.
I don't think that he's...
I don't think he knows either, I guess.
Maybe he's genuine, but he's certainly not open.
No, but I don't think that means... I think he's not hiding from you. I don't think he knows what he's after either.
I think he is hiding. Oh, maybe I'm just too forward.
You are a little, but that's one of the things that hasn't changed.
Yeah, I can't help that curiosity. It's in my bones. Why do you think I wanted to become a missionary? I want to see
I
it.
try not to think about you and them. For what it's worth, I missed you as well. And,
Insight check.
Wow!
Wow, to ruin a
dare you.
vulnerable moment.
I'm joking. I can't handle the feels. I have to.
Press X to doubt.
Wow, I bare my soul to you, and this is how you treat me.
Everyone just like that.
Anyway.
It's so good to see you again. I'm just so sorry that it's in such terrible circumstances. Though I feel like you haven't seen many other than that. Maybe more since Titania has come into your life. I'm glad that you two managed to find each other.
Yeah. She's, Ira kind of looks down a little guilty looking. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me, I think. And, she didn't know, actually, so thank you, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Again, it was tactless of me. And as I said, it's just a surprise.
I had to tell her eventually.
Honestly, Aspen, Acheron. It's because they both begin with A. Honestly, Acheron, I think she's a smart girl, even if she's not maybe particularly insightful to people. And regardless, it's evident how much she cares about you, how much she trusts you. I honestly don't think that this would have any bearing on how she thought of you, how much she trusted you, cared about you.
You say this is
Speaking of the devil.
yeah, speaking of the real devil of this campaign.
No, it's still fucked up. Okay.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi.
Okay, let me finish getting set up. Hi, hello.
It's all
Hello.
good.
Okay.
We'll finish up our conversation.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Ignore me while I'm here.
You say this as though you've had the experience of having to tell your best friend that you used to be an assassin.
No, not from experience of that, but just insight into her character. And, I mean, the trust you two have in one another is palpable. I mean, you can ignore me, obviously, but it's just my opinions. I don't think that you have anything to worry about.
Another thing to hope you're right about.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
I want you to know that while within my power, I won't let harm come to her or you within my power. She has nothing to fear from me, including things that she may still wish to hide. She doesn't have any need, and
I'm glad to
neither
know.
of you are at any harm from me, at least not directly. And I'm trying to mitigate the indirect as much as possible. I'm sorry again that it's in such a mess. This wasn't how I was expecting this to go to meet two people who I both know and both are in such a precarious position with the church. And another who I have no idea, seemingly.
Convergent roads are often unexpected, but...
Alexa original.
Oh my god, no! Excuse you! Rude!
Oh, the agents just like...
That scared me.
Alexa original.
1 second.
Recover.
I was not expecting a voice to come from behind me. That startled me a little bit. Jesus. What were we talking about?
I was saying that even in things,
All
that
roads lead to
Jesus-
Rome, or some Frostmark equivalent saying
convergent
TM.
roads tend to,
Yeah, lead
like
to tend to be unexpected, but
yeah.
there's no use. I remember what I was gonna say. But there's no use in trying to leave the path you're meant to walk.
Maybe this is as good a sign of destiny as anything.
Everyone's gotta believe in something. Right. Be careful.
You too.
Okay. And then you guys say goodnight in a far better state than like an hour ago. Start of all of this. And we might be having some perception checks during the night for Aaron, but we shall look at that later because Lynn is here and we're going to a break.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oh god, I need to drink so freaking bad.
So break
I ate
time.
so much salt when there's nachos, and I haven't had
So
anything to drink.
I'm gonna refill
Okay.
some water.
I
I
completely
need to go
forgot
some
to-
questions.
Yeah, that'd be great. I completely forgot to fill my water cup in my rush, so I'm gonna go do that real quick.
Yes, sounds great.
I'll be right back, everybody. Thank you so much for for just keep it going. All right, we'll be back.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh boy, indeed.
Well, so.
So, Adrian was filling me in over messages, but go ahead. Recap.
Janae called us all into her room to talk about what's going on and revealed to us that her friend said that we're being watched, presumably by agents. Ginevra has not admitted to having met with an agent or of the plan that we all know is going on, but our characters don't.
Right.
Refused to say what the friend was. There was some
No, you
tenseness.
didn't ask.
That's true. No, we were like,
I did
who's this friend
reviews.
involved with? And you were like, this is friend.
No, you said who are they? Who
That's
are
fair.
they working for? And I said they're alone.
Okay, fair enough. Ginevra did
Caution
admit.
details.
This is fair. That
It's
she
not
does.
always refusing to give information. Some of it is you not asking.
That's fair. That he does not think Aaron is human, but has not elaborated necessarily on what.
And has no evidence to think of such a thing.
But there were
There's
some.
plenty of evidence.
There were
No
some.
evidence whatsoever.
There were some gentle hair ruffling that went on.
Yeah, there was a sensual scalp check that
Yes.
went on.
It was interesting.
Which was interesting. Acheron has admitted to being an agent in front of everyone.
Okay.
Where he was present for this, but has not elaborated necessarily more on what this means, other than if agents fail their mission. So, has said that the agents following us are probably not likely to abandon their mission very easily. Ginevra has, when asked if she would side with us, said that she will defend herself, but will not go out of her way to. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Fight.
go looking for them to kill them.
Aaron is posted outside of our room for the night because he was hired to protect you.
And he also suggested that a day from now, instead of falls, that you could like camp up on the bluff and like watch the watchers or something like that.
Yeah.
Who watches the Watchmen?
Mm-hmm.
To get the high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Acheron was very nihilistic about all of it, being like, there's no point in trying to predict what they're doing unless we know what their mission is, which none of us do. Yep, I think that's
Yeah.
most of it.
It was some
Okay, cool.
tense discussion about like what was the meeting about. Can Ginevra be trusted? Is Aaron a human? And can we survive the agents? And then everything was kind of not answered, and everyone went to bed.
Yeah, and I said that I would go, and I sent Tia off to her room to talk to Ginevra with the words of, I believe I owe you some answers. So.
Okay, got it.
And Aaron is completely not trusting Ginevra.
Yes. Wasn't it the term, I don't like you?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like you, I don't trust you. Yeah.
There we go. Wow. That's a
Okay.
strong sentence and a half. Okay. So, do Tia and Acheron want to have a shorter, please, conversation in the room, or should we skip for the next day?
I'm up for whatever.
I think we need to talk.
Okay.
We do need to talk. Okay,
All right.
cool.
Let's keep it
Just
under the
'cause
30
this is
minutes.
kind of important.
Just keep it under 30 minutes.
Perfect. Thank you.
So,
So Titania is probably just either reading through her old notes or scribbling rapidly in some new notes. Probably the latter, because there's been a lot of new information happening tonight. A little bit anxious, a little bit worried. Yeah. As you walk in, Acheron.
yeah, Acheron locks in and like closes the door and is looking very nervous, apprehensive. Definitely a lot of guilt there as well.
We've
So-
got. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to start with I'm sorry. I guess.
It's all right. It's all right. We're fine. We're fine.
You're not. I should have told you before. Officially, I know that you're smart enough to know.
Yeah, I'm not stupid. I had some ideas. You don't need to. I'm not upset. Okay. We're fine. We're fine.
Here, I wasn't just an agent though. I was an assassin for the church. During the time that you knew me.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And I understand if you need time to deal with that, because I get it, and I'm sorry that I didn't tell you about that, but you were the only person that I had, and I couldn't bear the thought that telling you would make you hate me. So I didn't, and I know that I should have told you, but I understand now that you might need some time. I get it if you hate me for it, because, well, who wouldn't?
You don't... There's... It's not... How do I put this? I am... Oh, a lot of emotions running high right now. I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize, please. It's... I get it. You know, it's kind of at that point where, you know, I've thought about it so long ago at this point that I've already gone through the process of processing the information, you know, a long time ago. It's just, you know, more than anything right now, it's just strange having all this, being able to talk to people about it, and, you know, us being open, and it's strange. But I'm glad you were willing to tell me as well as everybody else. Yeah, yes, God. May I have a hug, please?
Yeah, I think, Akron's gonna go and, like, hug Tia. There's definitely, like, tears in their eyes, and I think as soon as Tia asks for a hug, like, the dam breaks, and there's just, like, tears running down their face, and they pull Tia into, like, a really tight hug.
It's gonna...
Thank you.
As,
I'm sorry.
as messy as everything is, we're gonna work through it, right? We're gonna work through it. Yeah, it's gonna be... Well, it might not be fine, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay? And I trust you, and I know... I trust that you did the best for yourself and will continue to do the best for everybody, you know? I can't fully empathize with everything that's happened to you. I don't want to pry. I don't want to pretend that I can understand, but I just need to let you know that I am here for you. I'm not just gonna let you go, alright?
I think Akron just, like, nods tearfully, still, like, sniffling a little. It's, like, tried to, like, stop crying, but there's, like, definitely still cheeks wet and everything. Kind of nods. So, yeah, well, thank you. And maybe not tonight. I think both of us need to just breathe for the night.
A little bit. I need to, at some point find time to catch up with Genevra. It's, you know, I don't know why I thought we would just keep up that lie, but, you know.
Yeah, about that. I may have lied. Well, I didn't lie per se, because I never said that I didn't know her, but, I may have known her as well before.
That is a coincidence and a half. Okay. Okay. Wow. That's very interesting. How exactly did you know her?
She was my first friend ever.
Back in Crow Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna stay up a little longer writing, I think, but I think you should get some sleep. You know?
Well, I have to start cutting up carrots, but yeah, I'll do that
Okay.
soon.
Yeah. Do what you gotta do, but get some rest. You need it. I could see it in your face. I probably also need sleep, but also I need to write down my thoughts because there's no other way I'm actually getting all this out.
You should talk to her tomorrow on the road. That way it looks like, we're all still friendly. Just in case.
Fairly normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were right, by the way.
About what?
We do need friends, and she is probably a good person, so.
I'm glad you came around. I'm glad I was not. I'm glad circumstances were such that we can actually, have a little bit of trust. And, Aaron is also a very interesting case.
I know Aaron's good.
I trust him. And if he is, in fact, what Geneva says he is, I would really hope he'd be willing to submit to the occasional test or two, because that is fascinating. I need to write some stuff down. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. Everyone's not going to comment on that one. It is just going to set up my, so I'm not sure exactly how I have to, prepare them or how long it takes, but, I'm going to start working with, the carrots because they're harder I imagine, to boil down or whatever I have to do. Can I set up my kit in this room and get started, or?
I mean, you probably would have to do so on the floor. There's no desk here, but you can probably find a place on the floor. For the carrots, how many kilos of carrots did you buy again?
I bought enough for 2 doses.
Okay.
I bought enough for 2 doses of each. So.
Damn. Okay. So to do this, we need to do vegetable oil in a medieval way. So, the first.
Loads of carrots.
The first step. The first step that we'll probably be doing tonight is that we're just cleaning the carrots, right? We get that wash ball, we remove unwanted compounds, we remove the skin, so there's no, once again, remove all the compounds. So just clean all the carrots for tonight. So now they're eatable, but that's not our goal. But
okay.
Carrots with skin.
Yeah. As long as I just get, I wanted to get started. I might harvest the seeds from a couple more apples as well, which.
Yeah, and it's like you.
I think puts me at 6 apples worth of seeds. Then that
I did a great calculation about that. I don't remember, but it's in our. I think it was 9 apples or something.
It was 6 a dose.
Was it? And then 6 a kilo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did some really smooth math there. I gotta say.
Yes.
It's mwah. Now, okay, so you clean 2 kilos of carrots tonight, and you do keep the leaves and the seeds because there's some in there as well. But you just clean and prepare everything, and
just on the floor in front of Titania.
Yeah, you probably want to pretty soon get to the next steps of shredding and pressing and turning it into a liquid, so it's easier to carry around and so it lasts longer, because without the protective skin, chances of unwanted growth increases.
Can I not do that tonight, or am I gonna have to wait till tomorrow?
It depends upon if you want the long rest or not.
I'm assuming there are consequences for not getting the long rest.
Yeah, I will say that you're running the risk of gaining an exhaustion tomorrow.
Yeah, Akra wouldn't take that risk with everything happening.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. That's okay, as long as I have 1 dose, please. That's all I'm asking.
But no, we can't make a dose. We're just on the first step tonight, which is cleaning.
Yeah.
Cleaning the carrots. It's 2 kilos of carrots. It's quite a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
Cleaning and slicing.
It's a lot of
Slicing
fucking
off skin.
vegetables.
It smells very much of carrot inside of your room right now. Aaron, give me a. I guess that you're asleep for most of the night, right? You're still giving yourself a long rest in that chair.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, I'll take the minimum amount of rest that I know
Okay.
I need.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All
I'll
right.
still sleep in the chair, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
be
Then we're
alert.
gonna do perception composure.
Very sleepy.
Okay.
Oh,
Good to
dear.
know. Yeah. You want to keep yourself alert, but it has been a lot of taxing things on your mind lately, and you fall into a deeper sleep
It's
than
been
you
raining.
meant to. It's been raining.
Okay, I just wanna clarify a question before we
Yes.
finish the outcome of this roll.
Uh-huh.
I guess this might be something you want to revise in the book just in case, but the premonition ability does not require that like I see the creature or know the check is happening. So the
Oh,
rules as written, I could change this right now, but I'm gonna assume that's not how it's supposed to be.
no,
I don't
I
want to
I feel
munch
like you
this
have to
too
be
hard.
awake to make
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Just I change
Yeah.
fate just by sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
speaking
The-
of,
Good.
yeah,
Good that you
yeah,
saw
just
that.
wanted to clarify. We should probably put that in the
Yes.
rule book. So,
Yes, you need to see the creature.
mhm,
Yeah.
no, the
Yeah.
check is happening at least.
Okay, okay. But no one molests you in the night, and you do wake up. Untouched.
Goodness.
Untouched.
The walls were thin enough for it.
Shucks.
Okay. And Aaron, you kind of jump a little bit awake in the chair as you realize that you were sleeping a little bit too heavy. And you start hearing the kitchen downstairs coming to life.
All right, I as quietly as possible, like crack the door to Tia's room just to make sure she's still in there.
Uh-huh. Yes?
Yep.
Can I like wake up early again?
With those carrots.
I meant
You
to just
did.
go, like,
You did push a little bit with the carrots, so not as early as you want to, but you can
That's
you can
fine.
be up early for the party.
that's fair. I just want to go outside and
Well, Aaron will let the sleeping babes lie, and go tend to Zelia in the morning.
All right.
And take a breath of fresh forest air, and take a look around to see if anyone is looking at the inn that they're staying at. As he like steps outside, he's hyper aware of there's someone watching somewhere, and he takes a look around.
The rain today is worse than it was yesterday.
Cool.
It's definitely raining now. Okay. There are some people that are already out and about. People who wake up really early to do the final stretch of the journey towards Oakhart or head to other locations. Yeah, make me another perception intelligence. See what you can see around the stables and look towards the road and the little hamlet that you're in. There are some curious glances that comes your way from some of the patrons that are up this early, more so than what you usually get, and probably because of the event yesterday, where they're like wondering to themselves what went on there, what happened to the woman, right?
Is there any like whispering or like sort of eavesdropping possible? Because it's gonna be a small tavern, right? Just like as I'm walking by, do they?
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a catch of a whisper about like what's the?
There's
hot topic?
definitely a murmur about the hurt woman being brought upstairs to be cared for from a nondescript person, right? Nobody knew that Ginevra was a priest.
Do they know the priestess is staying in the tavern?
She's not dressed as one.
No, I know, but someone was screaming for one.
Yes, and someone, perhaps a priestess, picked them up. They're not sure. So there's a little bit of a murmur around that, but you don't notice anything beyond that.
All right. I'm gonna take care of the other horses as well, not just Celia, obviously.
Yeah.
Make sure that they're
Okay.
watered and fed and brushed, and their saddles are all taken care of, ready for the ride ahead.
You get a hearty thank you from some travelers. Seems to be a little bit stressed for your help, but the stable hands here are pretty quick and pretty good at what they do. So it's not.
This morning, he will tie Zelia's plaits less tight.
Ah, okay. Because it's raining.
Because it's raining? No, because like what you never said yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. We'll correct your mistake out of her gaze, huh?
Just to show he's listening, and he pats Celia on the neck and wordlessly communicates to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she nestles you a little bit in your hand as a morning greeting. Hot breath on your fingers.
You have a
And
good
she
night, girl.
thrusts. I think she liked this stable a bit more than what she did the Queen stable. It's a little bit over taken care of. Didn't get so much privacy.
I'll say to her, like as she's nuzzling me, and says, I don't think this one's gonna be an easy one. You're gonna have to be prepared. Like that one time. I'll
Shifts
try not
his-
to make it happen.
Shifts its head a little bit so one eye can like look into you and those long eyelashes. There's a little bit of a nod of the head. Defiant thrust of air.
Don't look at me like that. If it happens again, I'll be quick. I'll be quicker this time.
Boots you in the shoulder.
Hey. I didn't know. And then he'll say a few words in Elvish. We ride together as one today.
Brings you in for a hug, where she rests her head on your back.
I continue with the braids.
Okay. It might be braid tugging. Anyway, eventually all of you find yourselves downstairs for a hearty breakfast. It's all business now in the tavern. No one sits here for fun or for pleasure. Now it's all business. Get the food in your body, and then let's get the morning rolling. So people are walking in and out of their rooms and the main area, getting ready to leave. Do you talk during breakfast, or is it just tired, I need coffee murmurs?
I think Titania is like very focused on getting food quickly so they can probably start moving again, because she's a little bit more like, we need to pick up a little, pick the pace a little bit. Kind of just
Definitely.
flipping through some notes as she eats.
Yeah, Ginevra's the same. She's keeping a lookout for people in the tavern. Anyone who kind of stands out that might be watching them.
Make me an investigation check, please.
Akron's doing the same, but also is staying as impassive and bored-looking as usual. Not like turning their head to look around.
Nice roll.
Ginevra's looking like her usual curious self, just like people watching.
Do you want me to roll as well?
Sure.
Is it perception intelligence or perception?
I think it's always the same.
It depends upon what you're
Investigation.
like searching for. Like here, it was more like.
I mean,
Ginevra was searching for evidence of somebody like sticking out.
I'm looking for maybe people who are. I don't know. I feel like Akron would know more what to look like than I would. I don't know whether agents in this position would either be like, you know, sitting on their own, like pretending to be tired, or if they would be like keeping up like really idle gossip with another person. I'm really not, as a player, I'm not sure. But whichever one Akron would
kind of
know.
like try and absorb the atmosphere to try and.
Yeah,
see-
that's more accurate, I guess.
Gauging
The atmosphere.
Like-
Akron's relying less on sight and more on like all other senses combined to try and
Vibe check.
see if they could like
Yeah,
pick up.
it feels more of an
Little vibe check,
empathy
yes.
composure for the emotional
Okay.
state of your surroundings.
Okay.
Also, I did not ignore Ginevra there. She got a whisper from me, just so you guys know.
Oh.
Wow.
What?
What? Masaru.
Asada. 17. You do notice that people sometimes stares and whispers curiously about what went on yesterday. But it's not intrusive. It's just it seems to be innocent curiosity for now. And beyond that, people, as I said, are not happy about the weather, and they have work to do. So it's this tired haze of an early morning and just trying to get work done as soon as quickly and throw the food in and get on the horse and get wherever you need to be. Yeah. As the vibe.
Aaron was already suggesting that last night, so he's made preparations and he trudges into the tavern as you're all having breakfast and munching on an apple. Looks towards the rest of the party and says, "Are we ready to go, or are we having a lazy morning?"
Just about. We should probably get moving. Let us.
All right. Straight to business.
Do you see the
Okay.
polls then? It's the location in which he suggested that we ride to this day.
Ah,
You know these woods better than any of us. I trust your judgment.
And keep these draft horses up. We'll be making quicker pace this day.
Right.
And
Follow your lead.
goes outside into the rain.
Mhm.
And saddles up on Zelia and leads the party down the road towards Cedar Falls.
Do I
Cool, yeah.
notice the plats being looser?
In the rain.
make me
I've got a very high passive perception, so.
Okay, that's true. Make me a perception intelligence to see if
Alright.
and two can engage then.
Perception. Oh dear. My passive perception is very good. My actual intelligence perception is not great. Nope.
No.
It's raining.
It's raining.
Yeah. It's just a plat.
Yep. Okay.
Tanya is very much like hood up, you know, trying to keep her books as dry as possible, like keeping her satchel underneath the coat, you know, very much trying to preserve the books.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think you have
That's
prepared. I mean, since you traveled over here, I think you have some kind of
Mhm.
satchel for them that is, you know, more leather than cloth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but you should know. Even so, even if you're protecting them from the straight, yeah, you know, liquid, there's still a moisture problem as well. So that's
Yeah.
true. You gotta be careful in the long run. All right. As you venture into nature this morning, it is a stark change from the day before. The byways, small hamlets, and industries that branched off the road interrupts your journey very seldomly. Instead, before you are vast stretches of lonely road piercing through the green coverage. Snakes past craggy, rocky, and abrupt smaller hills and climbs over the gentle slopes and meanders through dales. Many clear, rapidly flowing brooks interrupt the muddy road here and there, some with sturdy wooden bridges leading over healthy and bouncy streams. Branch, moss, stone, leaf, and mud are your constant companions. The weather is worse. Once again, there are darker clouds looming above you, unleashing heavy rain onto you. It is a kind of rain that comes and goes in waves. Sometimes there's a calm drizzle above your heads, and sometimes the rain onslaughts you all in a loud and heavy spattering. Somewhere in the far distance, a gentle rumbling echoes to you. And it takes about an hour on horseback, and you're all soaked to the bone. Together with all the chafing and friction that comes from horse riding, things could be more pleasant this leg of the journey. And the hours of the morning drone past you in the same wet in the same wet way.
Oh boy.
I try and keep the pace up, and occasionally like looking, like swiveling on my saddle and looking behind to ensure that they're keeping up. Looking forward on the road to make sure there's no broken branches or like puddles that are too deep, because like he's riding an actual horse, they're riding work horses, so
That's true.
He tries to like point out any sort of things that might slow them down, or trip up the horses or something like that.
Cool. Make me a survival cunning.
Ooh, survival.
With advantage, since you have your time. You can take your time to do this. It's not particularly hard, but let's see how well you do it.
For the 23.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn! Yeah, Aaron does this very expertly. Shows this hidden pitfalls for your horses, and you do think that perhaps some I wouldn't say necessarily falls, but where the horses can slip, many of those situations are avoided through his guidance.
Hell yeah. Tanya is very much this is very much a head down, kind of just deep in thought kind of day as she rides.
Ginevra seems entirely unfazed by the rain, and just sits calmly, looking forward and around as we ride through again, kind of looking out for things, not trying to be overtly, but just keeping an eye on the trees.
Yeah. Um, Even if your gaze searches the tree line that is, thick, unyielding, and is a little bit hard to see far because of the rain.
Yeah, the rain.
Even if you want to keep yourself vigilant, you know in your heart that you probably wouldn't see them anyway, like this at least. But it makes you feel better.
And it's enough, I think, again, acting naturally, that's something that she would do anyway, just keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Rather
Fair.
than being completely, like, forward.
Accurate.
And Agron just looks sleepy or bored or annoyed as usual. The same kind of passive, slightly negative expression. Looks kind of like has the expression as if the imminent thunderstorm is like a mild inconvenience
Okay.
more than like anything else. Just kind of keeping to themselves a little, horse on the path, grouped together. I don't know. Akron's kind of in the boat of they're like keeping their senses open as usual, but like they know they're not going to be able to see anyone in the trees.
Oh, no.
They did that for too long to be naive enough to think that we'll be able to stop this before it runs its course. So they're kind of in the boat of, ball's out of my court now. Fuck it, we'll see what happens. Sometimes it be like that. So
That's true.
Sometimes it be raining.
Sometimes it be raining. Also, the weather is all generated, so it's all random.
Ah.
The weather is the weather. I have no control, like you do.
I don't know. Akron's still just looking out for like flower fields. I guess. There's any like good ones
No
worth
shade.
stopping for.
I mean, the rain is kind of preventing you from wanting to even peek your neck out for it.
And the slightly faster pace might make it difficult to see.
Yeah,
them.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
expecting to get any. I'm not expecting to get any. Period. Actually, but I figure there's no harm in asking.
Hey, you got carrots. What do you want more? What do you want?
I only have
Carrots
2
and
types
salt.
of poison.
Oh,
What am I supposed to do?
the horror. The
Yeah.
horror.
I need flowers too. Maybe I just like flowers. Jeez.
Maybe she likes veggies
Crown.
and flowers. Come
Oh,
on.
Is this stereotyping? You guys are assuming that this is bad just because of my past and I don't appreciate this.
Okay, let's calm down. All right. So for once, at this whole time, you all elect to be quiet. Wow.
Oh, Titania
Oh,
wants
my
to talk.
systems last
It's
night.
just, it's just raining and unpleasant, and she's like, you know what? No.
No,
I'm not
I
in the mood
still
for
count
this.
this as a win. Wow.
It's raining.
Yeah, she doesn't be open to it. You know, she again is completely unfazed, but she's allowing people to come to her. She's done enough. So far.
Acing
And that-
when the day passes without anybody talking.
Aaron is just listening to the sound of the world. You know, he feels somewhat like the sound of the rain on him is pleasant enough.
It's true.
Right.
Very true. Lunch comes. It's a very quick event. There's no stable roof to stand underneath this time. It's just empty forest, so we basically eat on the horse.
Yep.
And just continue on trotting away. Afternoon comes, early afternoon. And finally, the rain seems to stabilize a bit and become a calmer rain once more. More of a drizzle than a downpour. And you leave behind the rumbles of thunder.
I'm gonna elect to save my conversations for later. Still, I want
All
to
right, okay, all right. We keep on traveling. The afternoon.
When we rest, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. then during the late afternoon, the rain fades further and further, and then finally fades to a full stop. As the wind picks up a little bit of speed, and a healthy breeze bringing with it a slightly cooler and fresh smell in the air. In the course of a scant 2 hours, the dark storm clouds are replaced by large, fluffy and white clouds, and a waning sun on the horizon. It's the wrong map. I removed the music. Here we go. Through, no, you're not reading the map. Aaron knows where it's going. There is no surprise for Aaron when Cedar Falls village comes into view through the trees. But it's definitely a welcome sight. You are looking forward to a warm and unmoving environment, perhaps even a bath. More water at this point might sound crazy, but the thought is definitely not that mad to you. The village is situated underneath a steep and craggy bluff, which a waterfall falls off, and into a fast-moving stream that goes by a complex of 3 sawmills, or 3 mills of different kinds. As you approach the village outskirts, you get surprised by the bustling activity in it. People running around in their best summer apparel, all with crowns made of soft spruce branches. But first you got to pass a simple wooden tower by the side of the road, a watchtower. Right now there is no one inside of the tower. There's only one armored man dressed in the Strasser way, but without a helmet, leaning against one of the support beams of the tower and drinking from a clay jug, listening to an older villager. Something about damn whippersnappers reaches your ears from the conversation.
Okay.
Oh, damn whippersnappers.
Yes. And the man without a helmet looks like that.
Do I recognize him?
Maybe in passing, yes.
Does
Since
he
you
recognize me?
There's a little bit of a glint, like he does notice your approach, his eyes going like between you and this disgruntled gentleman that is on his side. A little bit bored with what's happening with the complaining. He finds you guys more interesting for several reasons. And it does stand up a little bit more straight as you come close, a little bit of a squinting of the eye, a little bit of a recognition, but it's still like a little bit on edge. He's not sure.
Alright.
You come to a stop by the watchtower, I presume.
Are we stopped like outside a gate or anything?
There's no gates. There's just this wooden simple watchtower. It's basically just a raised platform with a roof.
I'm gonna assume I'm gonna be like at the front, and I'll slow the party down, and I get into vocal range with this guy as he's listening to this old guy, and I call out to him and say, "Fair skies, friend. What news of Cedar Falls?"
He's about to answer you, but immediately the like old guy beside him gives you all like a furrow brow and says, "Why, poor Vlad is Margieva Kovac? Are you here for the celebrations? They've been running around making a ruckus all day."
We wouldn't do any sort of ruckusing old friend. We are here as mere visitors today.
There's a little bit of an irritated look on the Strasser's face, and it kind of like pushes the guy away from the whole situation. I will take care of this. Go! Please. But another figure comes walking down the road from the village to you, who also apparently noticed this situation, which you do recognize even further. Yeah. Is that you, Golwain? Haven't seen you in a while. Perfect timing.
Jadran, it's been a while, friend.
It has
Are
been.
you still alive?
Well, I can be, I guess, being retired and all. But I find my ways to keep myself busy. We should have a drink and a talk.
Of course. What would it be? A visit to Cedar Falls without a drink in hand? But I have some
A perfect place.
company with me.
I see that. Anything that we should be concerned about?
No, not this time. I think you can stand down, at least for now. But I do have a concerning matter to bring up with you if you have a moment.
I think I would prefer that you all head to Softfall Inn and change that clothing. You stink from over here, and that's coming from me.
Hey, you stink too.
Yeah, but the ladies like my stink.
Right. Well, I think the ladies here might prefer to get out of some wet clothing. It's been quite a hard ride for them.
Yeah, awful rain this morning.
Ah,
I heard Yeva screech to her mother that Rian was cursing her wedding. But seems as Rian is with us after all.
sure, if you want to believe that. Where can I find you after we get squared away?
By the drinking table, of course. There will be free booze tonight.
All right. Well, guess I'll see you in the inn. The Glinkers still run it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Nobody can drag Lenka away from food. But no, I will be at the festivities closer to the waterfall, the party barn.
What festivities?
The lad Vlad has been able to score himself Yeva Kovac. Had more game than I thought he did.
All right. Never knew he had it in him.
Me neither. Way too tame and kind. It would be quite a household with Yeva.
All right. Well then, drinks later, and be sure you seek me out if I don't find you first. It's important.
All right. Absolutely.
Right.
Off to
And,
Lenka you go.
All right. And he will nudge Zelia forward and assume the party follows. But that's what he does.
Anya waves at the people they passed.
Yeah.
Just like give them a little hello. Hi.
Just-
I-
You see the exact expression of this guy here? It's what he gives you as you pass.
Ginevra
Strasser.
gives a winning smile.
Still the same expression.
I just look annoyed or inconvenienced. The expression not changing.
Resting bitch face, yeah.
Yeah.
What did he call Aaron when he came up?
Goldwain.
Goldwain.
Yeah,
I
W-A-N-E.
heard-
Goldwain.
I heard Gold One, and I was like, that is a fun nickname for
Did you,
He
did you
wishes.
put this, in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to do it or you doing? Okay, you do it.
I'm faster.
Oh, just Wayne. Oh, old Wayne.
No, gold.
Gold.
Oh, Goldwain. Okay,
Goldwain.
Goldwain.
Old.
So
Wait.
it's-
Oh my god.
So it's still on the nose.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
I mean, Aaron did say he's not hiding. Clearly.
Yep.
People know it.
Yep, yep.
It's not an agent.
Alright.
Wow, shots fired. Attacked.
Alright. Cedar Falls seems to be a relatively calm place with a beautiful backdrop of that waterfall. I actually have prepared that as well.
Artwork. Yo.
The artwork comes a little bit later. I'll have the-
Oh, okay. Oh, waterfall sounds. Gotcha. I hear it.
They seem to survive on a few cleared farmlands, and then they got the 3 mills. One seems to be for grinding normal grain, the other for sawing wood, and the third for special kinds of grain and has some special facilities close to it, alcohol. Aaron knows where to go to head to Softfall Inn. It is a building on the same large and prosperous yard as that special mill and the brewing facilities. Behind this comely wood, plaster, and hay building that is the inn is the bouncing and rowdy Cedar River, glittering in the warm light of the sunset. You are welcomed heartily by a slightly rotund woman. Here we are. Who will surely ask you 3 times if you are sure that you are really full, and will let you know that if you want some dessert, you only need to ask once. She introduces herself as Olenka Glinka and shares with you how happy she is for you to arrive today to Cedar Falls, and doubly invites you to the celebrations this evening. Food is on the Kovac family, and free food is a superb reason to go to a party, Olenka declares to you. But you still need to buy room and a board if you please to have that. And she also offers to heat up some water from the river for a small fee as well.
I mean, I would love to get out of the rain. A room sounds very nice.
Is this where Aaron wants us to stay?
Oh, good point. You know this village.
The rain has stopped. It stopped this afternoon. It turned into
Oh,
fluffy. I talked about the sunset and fluffy
clouds.
clouds.
yes.
Flappy cats.
Good
Ah.
morning.
You know those tall, fluffy clouds? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As she's doing this, Aaron's gonna like tap Aaron's arm because shoulder very high up. Just kind of just be like this. The place.
Yeah. I mean,
This is Cedar Falls, and there are friends here. There are good folk. They've had a hard life, but maybe find some common ground with them.
Where's the pity for them?
Cool. Do we just want to deduct the fee from the party money for now?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, let's check. Honestly, I appreciate the small town hospitality.
There won't be any questions asked here if that's what you're concerned about, Titania.
Oh,
No, I think she meant it.
yes, both. Yes, yes.
The thing about people that have had hard lives is that they choose to focus on the good right now. So don't let their warm hospitality fool you. They know a thing or two. And well, that gentleman you saw me talking to earlier, his name is Chadran. He and I, back in the day, were part of the wolves.
Gotcha.
And
So
he
what
looks
is
at Ginevra and says, he too left before the slaves, before you start complaining, priestess.
Way to go. I wonder you're not on the welcome wagon, Aaron. Thank you so much for keeping the priestess thing under wraps. I'm so glad to see that we are indeed continuing our pattern of excellent secrecy so far. Good job,
There's no
team.
need for worrying about that here.
Are we
Okay.
off the main road here, or is this village on the main road?
It's attached to the main road, but now you have entered
Gotcha.
the village and walked past the main
Yeah.
road.
Do you
Just
take
curious.
issue with me taking issue with slavery?
I was just preventing the question being asked. He's a good man. These are good people. Treat them well.
These are good people. You shouldn't have taken us here.
They help each other. They'll help us. They help me. But further to that, you can see, based on the proximity and the landscape, we do want to set up watch. Can't think of a better vantage point.
Maybe we could ask if somebody wants to take the watchtower, maybe? Perhaps it's a bit much.
I was gonna bring that up with Jadron later on when I see him, if he's not too drunk.
Wait, you're gonna tell him?
No, I'm just gonna say that we might have some people following us, and we'd rather be notified should someone else come looking. He's covert.
If they suspect you know and suspect they know, it doesn't matter how hard these people's lives have been, because they won't be hard for very long.
Well, at least it's not raining.
This is
Yeah.
right.
It's
Sorry.
just not raining.
So are we like going to this party, or?
That's what I was wondering. I mean, sure, sounds great, but also, it's a lot of people, and even separate from discretion, I don't do well with large groups. I might just stay in my room and study tonight.
That's your call. Our invitations are extended, but not necessarily. We have to accept them. I have no need to go to such a wedding, but hey, free vodka, right?
I guess.
And free food?
I will not turn down the free food, actually. It's a good point. Oh,
And here I thought you'd be interested in seeing an old boy wedding, but I guess I was wrong.
Who's
Okay
that
to be
directed
wrong.
to you?
this is
Yeah.
This is why
That's it, Tia, okay.
Tips in a notebook.
No, this is me being like, wow, once in a lifetime chance to observe a culture you don't know about.
Yeah.
You're right. Why would you want that?
Why would I do that?
She
Just
has
me-
so much anxiety. Leave her alone.
Yeah, such an anxiety. It
It's
gets
just
in
me
the way.
baiting Tia into coming out to the party, so I'm a wingman.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
All right. So we'll pay Alenka for room
Yeah.
and stable the horses.
Alright.
Probably, I'll take advantage of a bath while it's offered.
Yeah.
Never
like,
turn
why
down a
not?
hot bath when you can.
Yeah. And it's like, this the river water as well. It's pretty fresh.
Is it... weird to wash in the river water, or
No, but I would say probably, especially as a woman, that you would like walk a few paces away from the village when you do that.
yeah,
It's also quite quick, right? The river. It's not like it's
No,
super
it's
slow,
more of a
because it turns the mill wheels.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So you need to probably walk down the river and try to find yourself a little bit of a bay. But even so, it's really cold.
How dare you take a bath?
well, because Bexxy was bringing it up as like another option, like, yeah, oh, you could do this. It's like, would the people not be like, what the hell is someone just bathing in the middle?
Well,
just
sometimes-
considering in most communities that have
Yeah.
mills, downstream tends to be recycled water, not necessarily the cleanest in general. And
Yeah.
there's 3 mills, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
probably want to go upstream, but there's a waterfall there. So
Yeah. So it's not the best.
oh, and you can bathe in the waterfall if you want.
Yeah.
That's very romantic.
Nature
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah, nature shower. Yeah,
Splat.
like a
I mean,
commercial
I get
for
the-
conditioner.
I get the sense that this
Bear
waterfall is pretty intense.
But you know,
Best
there's also
present ever.
somebody who, with the bath, somebody is taking the effort of heating water for you, and putting it inside of a room in a tub that you don't own. So
I'm willing to pay for a hot bath. I mean, how
Yeah,
often
Aaron
can you
will
get this
pay
on the
for it.
road?
Cold baths
Yeah.
free.
yeah, I mean, you can go jump in the river if you want to,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
good luck fighting against the stream
Oh my god, just
and the
get a
cold.
bath.
Yeah, Aaron will pay for a bath.
Just bring it up.
Aaron's gonna pay a
There's
bath
other
of his
options.
own
Like-
his own gold.
I'm
All right.
just gonna deduct 5 copper pieces from my funds. Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can do that.
And Titania, I guess we'll put on her slightly nicer clothes.
Mhm.
I guess if they're going to the party.
Mhm.
I have so many sets of clothing, so this is fun.
I think Ginevra just has one. Like, I think she has to get back into her wet clothing. She might have like a couple pairs.
Yeah, gonna put on.
She'll wash in her clothes.
You like go through that roller to squeeze out all the water.
Oh
No, she's
God.
like, she's just happy.
I think Akron would have like some kind of like
Mhm.
nice, like not nice, like not like nobility nice, despite I have one of those clothing sets because I have all of the clothing. Quite literally, I have every tier of clothing in my
We're getting our
bag
own
because
rooms.
we stand. I think Tia and Akron are bunk. We might all go.
Here
don't know,
it's
with the
both
backgrounds.
double rooms and single rooms. This is a smaller inn, so it's basically you guys, and that's kind of it. It's like 5 rooms.
Sure. And the baths are in the room. They're not like a communal bath.
It's like a communal bath that you rent for a certain amount of time, and they heat the water for you.
Okay, so it's like
Yeah. In
person
after
coming
the other.
going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Akron put on like it's like a nice little like dress kind of thing.
Do you have that with you?
I have so many sets of probably I have including the snow
Right, you
clothing,
have a bunch
I
of
have
different-
4 sets of clothing.
All
I have
right.
a lot of clothing.
That's true.
Like when
You
I
have-
said I have like all of the tiers, I do. or
Right,
at least
do
a
you
lot of
have
them.
like you have aristocratic clothing, don't you?
That's a
Yeah.
little fancy, but
So you're gonna go with your nice like commoner clothing.
nice
Yeah.
commoner clothing. It's probably some kind of like linen type dress. It's like a like
With an
a
overdress.
pale like teal, has kind of dark blue and like pink like designs going up, like embroidered like on the skirt a little.
Cool.
Not like super fancy, but like it looks
Village fancy.
nice. Yeah.
If I have common clothes written in my inventory, does that
Yeah.
mean that I have literally one set? Or does that is like, hey, you have a few different pieces of common clothes?
It's
Is 1.5
basically
kilos?
yeah. I mean, like that includes something warm, you know, and clothing in this day and age is both expensive and heavy.
Okay, so that's just one set then.
Yes.
Then I wash in my clothes.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
All right.
Yeah.
One set of clothes.
Fair.
I don't.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
I was gonna be like, I can offer you something, but then I realized, no, I'm incredibly small. I literally cannot actually offer you anything.
Even you just. I mean, I could probably wear a skirt. I'm just
Mini skirt.
I'm very skinny. I'm just tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Let's go
good.
toga. Just like take the sheet off the bed. Yeah,
I'm
Aaron
sure
would be
you-
like in his armor. He doesn't have change of clothes. He doesn't
I'm
need
gonna
change of
imagine
clothes.
Titania's in the outfit that Aspen, you sent me the new artwork of her.
Hey,
I'm
yeah.
gonna imagine her in that outfit.
Aw.
I
Okay.
will put that in the group chat if we wish.
All right.
Yeah.
You rest up a little bit. Clean your shit. Have a nice.
Aaron
Well,
comes
that's
out
fair.
looking exceptionally preened, as in like he smells good. He doesn't have the smell of a horse, and his hair is almost perfectly groomed. Looks well put together.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ginevra is still dripping.
Alright, alright. Alenka shouts up to the upstairs, calling for Aliba. And there's like, Mom! I am preparing myself for the festivities! Can you stop bothering me? And it's a bit of a back and forth between the two, and then eventually, like, running down the stairs comes this pretty cute girl who gets asked by Olenka to like escort you to the party grounds because she needs themselves to like do things in the kitchen.
Also, when Ginevra notices what Acheron is wearing, she'll be. I don't think I've ever seen you in a dress.
Probably not.
It really suits you. It's nice.
Thank you. Figured might as well look nice in case I run into some fun this evening.
Get plenty of movement, I'm sure.
Yeah. Reynolds give a little wink.
Well, she runs down the stairs, stops immediately on the last last step of the flight of stairs to take in Aaron before her, and there's a little bit of moving the hair behind the ear and a little bit of a bit of a lip.
Yeah. Aaron.
Aspen, was that a damn she's straight reaction?
I mean, not necessarily.
He's tall with those golden eyes. What am I supposed to do?
You're wearing a beautiful dress. You know what I mean?
Small,
Some
small
people are
gay
just born with
rage.
it.
The art of seduction, I believe in you.
Wallowing in my small gay rage.
I'm happy to see that you're back here with us, Mr. Styrian. Didn't know you were here.
Oh, just rode in. Had a quick wash up. Nothing too fancy, but it's good to be back.
So you're staying at the party tonight? You're
Yeah.
staying even further?
Is this the girl who's getting married?
No.
No.
No, okay.
That'd be so funny if it was.
Amazing.
What do you have with Mary Lewis?
This is the innkeeper's daughter, I believe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, Innkeeper's daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
I
Name's kind of.
I'll make an appearance, of course. I mean, as long as my colleagues also wish to join. I'm kind of on the clock
Wait.
here.
It's the first
love
time
to
she
see
takes in all of the three of you and kind of like, oh,
wouldn't miss it.
I'm sorry. Lida Glinka, nice to see you. What are you doing? You look strange.
Who was that? Okay, who was that direction? All of us look weird.
All of us are weird.
Gestures
Actually,
to
I
all
look
of
very
you.
normal. I just have tattoos.
You look strange.
Everybody looks strange. Anyways, I'm
We were
Titania.
very
I'm
cool, so-
here with Aaron. We're just passing through. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, well, you too. You need to tell me where you're from, but first to the party. I will definitely come and sit down at your table, maybe with Mara.
A friend of yours?
Wait.
Oh,
never mind.
yes, me and Mara, we're the best girls for Giava tonight. Oh, she looks so beautiful during the Sunrise Union.
I'm sure.
What was that? The
fabulous.
Sunrise Union? Is that a Oldwood tradition?
No, you would know this is usually all really official
Is that
ceremony.
is it just Rihanna's wedding term?
Yeah,
Yeah.
union
Understood,
is the
Sunrise.
wedding.
Sorry. Lore.
No worries.
We'd love to meet your friend.
Alright, good. I will try and find her. I have some duties with, of course, Yeva tonight. I gotta be there and all for her big day, but Sabia dance. And she looks towards Aaron.
There's time.
So you're one of the bridesmaids then?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
It's okay. You will get in time. How things work around here. Alright, are you all ready to go? You need to powder your noses, or you need some rose extract, or...
A towel.
Good.
Because you have towel in a bun. Your hair in a bun with the towel.
My hair is still just completely all the way down to my knees. It's just
It's
very
super
long
wet.
and wet. Yeah. I mean, I might have tried to like twist it around and put it on the side, but
Oh, honey, that's
Still
gonna
very
take a
wavy, isn't it?
while. Get that, but there's still some time before the party. I guess if you just let the wind through the hair, it's easier to have it like this.
don't worry, I feel fine like this.
Alright, okay, good. Oh, well, okay. She takes the last step down the flight of stairs. She's not that tall, so she shrunk a little bit as she came down. Takes down these red slippers, especially, for this day. And you head out on the streets with Miss Lida Glinka. You weave past tight alleyways between village houses and trudges over muddy village thoroughfares closer towards the bluff and the waterfall. Eventually, the path opens up to a small and non-uniform
Wow.
square, cobblestone square, around a gigantic weeping willow in the middle, which has a circular bench around it and several lanterns hanging from its branches. Around the square there are also some more houses, but there's also areas of greenery, and furthest in the back is a large barn which has its large doors painted red, standing wide open. There are people moving back and forth from inside and setting up tables, both out here and both inside of the barn. There's also more lanterns being hung up, cutlery being put down on tables, drink being brought forward, food on huge platters and in huge, I guess tankards for soups, and more decorations. This village seems to be in its final touches for the union party for tonight. But there's already some people who have started to drink in merriment to the corners. So it's like escaping their duties. Here the waterfall is so close to the barn that a bit of the mist and swirling moisture in the air bounces off the far wall and up into the air, creating like a misty shimmer around the barn. all in all, it's a striking and homely little picture that meets you. And we shall change the music, increases a little bit in sound, and change.
Somehow I completely forgot that weddings are traditionally a type of religious ceremony.
Yes.
I mean, technically they're traditionally property exchange in this time period, but
That's also true.
Excuse me. Yes, religious.
So are people dancing right now?
There is a band that is setting up inside of the barn, so we're not hearing this music yet, but it will come. I'm just bringing you into
it's the
to
early
the
point
mood.
of the
Yes.
start of it. Okay.
I
Then,
try and look sweet. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just slightly excited by the musicians and the prospect of music and stuff.
Yeah, they're setting up a little bit of a stage inside of the barn where you see some instruments and some musicians are being set up. And there's also, as you hear, there's more people like rolling in from probably smaller hamlets and villages close by to the celebration. It seems pretty big. I mean, even like whoever is getting into the union or the has today, and this is the after party, they're probably more than a farmhand, if we say it like that.
That's just. I wonder what caused so much attention to get brought to this. Normally, I don't. It's a lot of people. I have to learn something.
Tia.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna take Tia's hands and theirs and just look at them like, Tia, just please for one.
No.
Oh.
Repeat that. You. Okay. Now
Aspen, you
repeat
froze.
it.
I
You
thought it was
froze.
just Mike, you just-
Wow, rude at Discord.
You took the hands and
Yeah,
then.
say
What?
relax.
Okay.
Just for a night, please enjoy this. You'll get to talk to people, but
Okay,
how?
but also,
When are we gonna get this kind of fun again?
I understand, but also, in the case of the agents, is it better or worse that we're around this many people?
Tia,
I'm whispering.
don't say that word. Don't say the A word, Tia.
I have to hear you.
As far as they're concerned, do whatever you usually do. If you're my philosophy on it is either they're watching us and we're fucked, or they're not and we're still probably fucked. Shit's gonna happen. Ain't nothing we
Just
can
worried
do
about
about it.
bystanders, you know?
I
That's
bring
the
over-
worst scenario.
A glass
I
of
mean-
wine to Tia.
Cheers.
Wine. That's wine. No.
Okay.
Ale,
Here's
vodka.
What ale, yeah, whatever is that.
And like
Wine
we're talking
together?
like ale here, like yeah. Dark.
I mean, I want to lie to you. I'm just gonna be honest because I'm a really bad liar. We all know this already. If they are at any point going to think that you told them anything, regardless of if you talked to them or not, everyone here is already dead because we walked through. So either they'll be fine or they won't, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just that probably wasn't helpful. Kick back and relax. It's out of our hands for the most part. Chances are they'll be fine.
Act as you usually would.
As though that is a quote-unquote suspicious behavior. What I would usually do is I would sit down and I would start taking notes on what the goings on here.
Then do that.
Do it.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
try to
Talk to some people maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I might use you as a wingman if you're not.
And if
You
you have a
are-
moment, then
Wait,
maybe we should talk.
that too, neighbor, but Akron, you want me to help you flirt?
Yeah, because you suck at it, so I'll look better by default.
That is true. That is
Exactly.
very true. Okay. You know what? Maybe.
You have game. Jenna returns to Acheron.
Yeah. Does that surprise you?
One thing I didn't get to see. Whoa, you were
Would you
pretty
like
quiet
to?
in the church, so
I mean, we can rectify that if you'd like.
It's gonna take more than that, honey.
So you're saying I have a chance?
There's always a chance.
Noted.
Anya is just dumbfounded watching this. She's just like, okay, I'm gonna just take my notes. Not on this, just on anything else.
Noted.
What's Aaron up to?
Anyway.
I see you grinning in the corner.
Okay, he's going to, well, he's going to be looking firstly and foremost, business. He's going to be looking for Jadran.
Yeah. Jadran seems to be in the area here that is setting up more of the game part of the festivities for tonight. There's some, he's ordering some heavy draft horses and oxen around that is bringing in this heavy pine stalks on a large green open space. And there's also what seems to be beside that some targets are being set up and some throwing axes are being put down. So you can find him in all of that, putting this up and ordering people around.
Okay. I'll just first check that the rest of the party is chatting amongst themselves about relaxing and such, and he's like, no relax, but he's gonna go over to Jadran, and if he's not, like at the point of when he finds a moment when he's not ordering people around.
Yeah, you'll probably have to wait for a while because the you know that he is a ox and horse owner, so that's what he's been doing in the town here. He rents oxen and horses to fellow lumberjacks who bring timber from the forest to the sawmill. So he's pretty prosperous in this village, comparatively in this village.
Then, whilst I wait, I'll go grab some drinks and three goblets, and on the way you'll take a brief moment and then carry the drinks over to the party and says, maybe some dancing, maybe some talking. I thought you could do with some water.
Oh, yes, thank you. Geneva, Tanya looks at the ale Geneva gave her and completely undrank. So she starts sipping on the water.
I wasn't actually. Didn't you say it was alcohol?
Oh, did you see brought water or alcohol?
It
Aaron
tastes
says
water. So,
yeah, it tastes like water.
It tastes like water. Excuse me.
It has a tiny interesting burning aftertaste, but you might think that can be just the waters around here. Might be something weird with the river, but it's like water, yeah.
Tanya wants to investigate.
Oh no. If I drink a clear liquid that tastes like water and it burns, what is Acheron's immediate thought, being a paranoid ex-assassin?
Taste Tanya's drink.
I mean, it came from the same source, but probably. I mean, Acheron didn't even sniff it for poison first. Acheron just took a drink of water and it burned. So what would Acheron immediately assume? Can we get
This tastes like water, Acheron, but it burns like the aftertaste of alcohol. And you're very confused. It goes down like water, but then you got that warm feeling in your chest afterwards.
Did you just poison me?
Why would I poison you?
Why the fuck does your water burn?
I don't know, ask these guys.
We're just gonna get closer and narrow their eyes at it.
Vodka was mentioned earlier this session. I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
You would also know.
No, I mean, Acheron has had vodka in the past. Vodka
but I have-
tastes more than just water. This tastes like water, but it has the
Very
afterburn of
smooth
alcohol.
vodka.
Oh.
What
Look, I
is
just got the
this?
drinks over there. If you want to investigate the water over there, go ahead. But, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, keep you hydrated.
You drink.
Thank you.
There's like 3 cups.
Yeah, Agron hold out their own.
Yeah,
You.
go drink it.
Isn't that weird?
Get used to it.
I think it might just be very high quality alcohol. Might be another
Anyway.
thing to try out while you can.
I try not to get wasted when I'm being hunted.
Trying out doesn't mean getting wasted.
This is fair.
There is something between sobriety and drunk. Completely hammered.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to talk to Jack. And I'm
Can I
gonna
come
try
with
and, if you must, I mean, what I'm really gonna be doing is explaining our situation with no detail. He doesn't need to know any, he just doesn't care to know, just like me. And I'll explain what we're looking out for, and if slide him some coin, he'll post some watches for us so we can at least relax for a quick minute. It's gonna be a long journey, and if we're gonna be going hard every day, well, I know I can't stand being that anxious all that time. I don't know about you, but I like to keep things even, as you know, Titania. A little bit of good, a little bit of bad.
Gotcha.
You don't
Also,
take the good when it comes.
I know we got interrupted in our conversation last night, Aaron. If you want to find time to talk later tonight, just to finish what was going on there, I'd love to.
How about you try and enjoy yourself tonight, Titania? Try and
Okay.
leave the talking to another night. There'll be more than enough time to talk.
Yeah. Okay.
I trust you to talk to this person alone. I just didn't know if you wanted company.
He's an old friend. He should be just business. Nothing too serious. How about you enjoy yourself too? You look like you could use it.
That's the plan.
All right. Well, enjoy the water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Agron's gonna wait a little bit before taking more of the alcohol just to like test its potency, see when the buzz hits, if it hits at all with like the
Yeah,
you've already taken.
you have had this training,
Yeah.
so it does seem to have the alcohol percentage of about 40%.
No, that's not. That's like
Oh, four.
nothing.
Light
That's-
beer?
That is like nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Is it not? Like, vodka usually
Oh,
have like
yeah.
40, right? 40 or 50, right?
Oh, you said
not
14. You said 4, and I was
40.
like, that
For
is
Sarah.
fucking nothing.
40.
For
yeah.
Sarah.
Ah,
It is, it's vodka.
That's a little bit more. It's a little.
It's not vodka
Slow
water,
bit.
it's vodka.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, guys, jeez. Obscene gang.
Yeah, Akron will get like lightly. We'll keep it like at the like lightly buzzed, but still completely in control of faculties and perceptions and stuff.
Titania, you
There's
feel
also
like a
a-
lightweight to me.
Oh, Italian takes as soon as like
Huge.
there's a realization that that's also true. But as soon as there's a realization there's alcohol in the drink, she just doesn't touch it. It's just like
Okay. Geneva, you
I'll go
also
with
seem a
your
little bit like a
actual
lightweight
water.
to me.
Yeah, I just have beer that I'm sipping, like ale that I'm
Okay.
sipping very lightly. I'm not partaking of the vodka.
Chris is like doing shots.
Yeah.
Completely fine.
Shut. Okay. Alright. You will have to wait for like basically a few minutes more. But finally, like, they set up the hall area, and Jadron orders some of his underlings to take back the oxen and the horses back to his stables. Turns around, looks at the crown, spots Aaron trying to get his attention, and grunts. Takes a cup of dark ale on his way to you, and walks up to you with a nod. Is this a conversation we should be having here, or should we go somewhere else?
Oh, it's not private. I mean, I'm not gonna divulge our darkest secrets, not without a few drinks more, old friend.
Truth to that. There's a free table over here. Sit down by a smaller table, more of a bar kind of thing, with like higher chairs and a smaller round table by the side of the bar.
Grab a couple of cups of vodka. Just
Couple of cups of vodka.
well, one for him, one for me.
All right, okay.
And like say, look, here's the thing.
Mhm.
I'm under contract right now, and
Oh.
well, I kind of on the job, if you know what I mean. But it's not like back in the day with the wolves, you know. It's serious here. And
On a contract in these woods with those 3 thin ladies? That's brave of them.
well, I mean, 2 ladies. I'm not quite sure about the third one. But
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay.
seems to be very skilled in being quick, but the others, well, I'm under contract with that tall one with the glasses, and well,
Scholarly
I
type.
learned a scholarly type. That's right. Always carries books. Can't imagine why. Heavy things. Ever heard of scrolls? Anyway.
Aaron, I can
have-
hardly read.
No, it's alright. I'm just confused why someone would choose to lunk around a lot of weight for no reason, but she's seeming to look for something. We're looking for something. I mean, we know where we're going, but at the same time, other people are looking for this thing as well, and well, we seem to have caught a
Treasure
trail.
hunt.
I wouldn't call it treasure as much as boring archaeology, perhaps. You know, these scholarly types like to dig in the dirt.
And people get their panties in a twist over some archaeology stuff.
I didn't ask. I mean, coin's coin, right?
That's completely fair. Alright. So what do you need of me?
Well, we've gone on the road a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and learned that we may have some people interested in, well, us. Me, maybe. And I thought you could do me a favor for an old friend. Post some guards, keep a lookout for any movement on the perimeter. And he takes out a small pouch of coin and passes 10 gold over to him.
Weighs it with his hand, puts it into a pocket, almost like looking away from the action. This would certainly buy a few lumberjacks. There are no straws around here because they all been called to the pass for that forge being built. And it's costs a lot to convince a man or a woman to not be a part of this festivity. You can get 5.
Alright. That'll be fine. Just if you could tell them to shoot an arrow, a flaming arrow in the air whilst we enjoy ourselves this night, should they spot anything. I'll keep an eye out on the skies.
The lumberjacks do not have bow and arrow. It will be more like a shot of a bear. Is how they communicate.
Shot of a bear. Well, if you hear it before I do, try and catch my attention. Seems like
Alright.
these bards are setting up for quite the tune. But however it turns out, I'd like these friends, shall we say, a peaceful night.
Alright. I'll pass the order around. For all times, old friend.
For all times. Now drink your vodka.
Oh, yes. There's more of that tonight. And you share basically a little cozy conversation with each other, reminiscing about old days and drinking straight vodka. Woo!
Woo!
Looking around now the area where more things are being set up, you basically have these fun games to be a part of tonight. There might be coin involved. So a smorgasbord of different activities. But
Okay.
the night is kicked off by a horse that comes riding into the square with a very proud looking woman in the front. With this reddish brown hair full of flowers, and behind her with his hands tied in front of him, she's riding him in. is this lad who is
She's
both...
riding him.
Mm-hmm. No, on the horse.
No,
The-
wait.
The horse he's behind her on the horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Oh god.
Okay, so he's being dragged along by the horse. Okay.
Yeah, she's riding in front of the saddle. He's, in the
Okay,
back of the
okay,
saddle with his hands
No,
tied.
he's on the saddle.
Yes.
He's just behind her. And
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay. I had a completely different visual.
Jeez. Oh god. He's a handsome young lad, but looks a tiny bit scared. And they basically stop in front of the barn, and everyone's cheering, and Yeva jumps down and helps him down, and then unties his hands, and they kiss in front of everybody, and everybody cheers. A older looking man that seems to be sharing some facial features with the woman stands up on a bit of stands up on a chair and holds a speech welcoming the union couple. And there's a bunch of some, it's very much focused on Jeva and how much he loves her, and brings up some fun tale of like the past where she embarrassed herself, and she's like, "Dad, don't say that! Not now!" And there's a lot of laughs and stuff like that. And eventually, that whole official spectacle is over, and more people like gather in the center of the square and starts partaking in food and drink in a more official manner.
What's the weather?
It is still these large fluffy clouds, and we have just gone past twilight into like a dark blue sky. We're not at the black stage, we're at the blue stage of the sky. There's some last tendrils in the horizon of yellow light.
Alright.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
What is Easthay?
Easthay, you walk up to a table where there are a bunch of merry people with dice, and there's coin involved, and a lot of drink. So
Gambling.
it seems to be a gambling game. You observe them for a while, where you roll 5 dice, and you can then either raise, fold, reveal. Otherwise, you can up the ante and re-roll a number of dice, and then there's a raise, fold, reveal.
So it's like poker-esque with the dice?
It's a mixture between Yahtzee and poker.
Yahtzee poker. Okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
it's Yahtzee poker.
Oh, that's why it's Yahtzee backwards.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Ha! Smart.
Well,
Um,
I was just curious. I don't. I'm looking at all these and I'm like, Titania would not play that. Definitely couldn't play that. Couldn't play that. Couldn't play that. Couldn't play that.
Yeah.
Would not play that.
Yeah, Ginevra's doing exactly the same, like looking around at all these things where
just
it's like,
watching.
no, and then she's like,
yeah, it seems to
"Fancy
be a
a
lot
catch-up?"
of like physical
Mhm.
stuff going on. Yeah, that you can throw axes as a target, but that doesn't necessarily have to be strength. That is more precision. You can throw a tree to show your might. There's the lumberjack skill
The Jumberlax.
of who can fastest, with an axe get through a tree trunk, like split a tree trunk in two. Then you have a really fun game that is more meant for really drunk people. You have this stick where people twirl around a number of times, and then they're released in this fenced area, and then they're supposed to capture as many hens as they can in a certain amount of time.
Oh boy.
And they're dizzy.
And then there's the drinking game, and then there's dancing and eating.
Mhm. Titania's just looking out for any like things she doesn't recognize or she hasn't heard of before, anything that seems woodish in specific. Just sitting down, taking some notes, looking idly at the 2 alcoholic drinks in front of her.
Well,
I think Akron would have gotten you like actual water or something at some point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And I'm
So, like,
looking out
you
for
just,
a table that is somewhere where you can kind of get a view of the different games that are going on. It's not like it's silent, but it's also not super loud, like too loud to be able to hear talking.
alright, it's probably the furthest away from the bar musicians.
Mm.
Yes.
Then, yeah, I'll say, fancy a catch up?
Oh, yeah. Right, we need it. It's been so long. I mean, so much has happened in the interim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go dance. Or Akron's gonna go dance, find, I don't know, Yeva's really pretty. There's probably other pretty girls out there. Akron's
You've
gonna
seen
go
a
have
number
some
of pretty
fun.
girls already.
I'm gonna throw a tree.
Yeah,
She was
Akron's
married
gonna go.
today.
Mhm.
You're gonna
Under
go
the
and
lights.
steal the merry girl?
Listen, if it goes that way, that's not my fault. It's just happened. No, just like. I mean, if I managed to, that's some fucking game, but not just
Alright.
any kind of.
You go.
Didn't her handmaid or her bridesmaids like offer to like dance and talk with us?
They did. Let us handle the conversation here.
Yeah, just so that you knew Akron wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think well, I want to have Titania join in on that to do the wingman thing because it's hilarious.
Okay. I'm just gonna mention
well-
wherever Aaron is going around the square, there's like 3 or 4 giggling girls tailing him. Not in a like they're pretty far away. They're several meters away, but they kind of observe him no matter what he does, and if he looks over to them, they try to like turn their back and like turn into a little circle where they giggle together. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, but you guys, you
Alright.
find a little bit of a calmer table where you sit down.
Mhm.
Did you manage to find some water? I feel like it might be hard to come by in this town despite the water, the big waterfall.
Honestly, I was kind of thinking if Akron didn't find any, I would just pour out one of these or pour it into somebody else's drink and then go just take it from the waterfall. Maybe not the smartest idea, but if we couldn't find water being served, it was my one theory.
Have you had bad times with too much alcohol?
I had it a couple, like when I was a kid going to like the balls and galas that my father hosted. Anytime that happened, you'd get a cup of wine on occasion, and never been a fan.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I was what, like 12 maybe
Yeah.
first time.
Maybe a bit strong at that age.
And then like as I got more into my job, I like being able to like focus on things, and it's hard to write clear. Like she opens a notebook and shows a page, and my shorthand is messy as is.
Yeah.
Like I can't even read my writing at that point.
And imagine if you spilled it, the horror.
Oh, see, yeah, you have to even be careful with water too.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a very stressful life you must lead, trying to
I've been
protect your
thinking
book.
about like asking, I don't know, I don't know, like the chemistry department at the development department to see if like there's any waterproofing stuff they could do, or I don't know, look into some leather working. I don't know, just anything that would help preserve these books in a more effective way from the water, because I was just thinking about it constantly when it was raining today. God, the moisture's gonna ruin the pages. Ah! But it's fine. It's still legible, but it's problematic.
So, how have you been?
Oh my, stressed, very stressed. Just, I mean, God, I was 15 the last time yeah, I guess it was before I left
15?
Crow Hill, huh? Yeah,
Oh,
so
you left?
that's a lot. Kind of?
Well,
Kind of
you
also like
obviously
my
left
father's.
for
Yeah.
Margaret, but you left that young?
Oh, I was, I think, yeah, 16 or 17 when my father was like, hey, go someplace else, you know?
Oh.
Yeah,
On your own?
he essentially, yeah.
Did you want to go?
See, that's a question I've asked myself a lot throughout my life, because no, technically I didn't. I did not ask for that, or did I give my approval? But also, I was probably gonna do it myself eventually.
So it wasn't to the academy, he was sending you somewhere else?
Kind of. I mean, he wasn't sending me anywhere in particular, you know?
Oh, he just kicked you out?
Essentially disowning without the paperwork is how I interpreted it.
Why? You were somewhat of a, I guess, an anti-authority child, but I mean, you were never too deviant to you were always respectful, so...
I mean,
Was it political?
he's a very... I should probably make a deception check for this, shouldn't I? I'm gonna do that.
Alright, I'll make an empathy insight type thing.
Yeah.
Empathy composure?
Yeah. Empathy composure, probably. 17. 19.
19.
Oh, yeah.
I know why.
She's definitely avoiding a topic she's not comfortable with.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, he didn't really send me anywhere particular. It was mostly just a, you know, he's a very pragmatic person, and if you're not useful to him or his methods, he's kind of just like, you know what? Get out of there. And apparently that includes children, which
I'm sorry.
seems a little paradoxical, because if you have a child, you should expect to raise them and treat them. You know what? That's
Honestly, though, despite that being, I imagine, terrible for you, from what I saw of him, from what I saw of it all, it may have been better for you to not be cooped up there forever, to have some freedom from him. Though I am sorry that it meant that you were separated from the rest of your family. Have you been able to stay in contact with them?
No, I haven't sent any letters since I left.
You didn't want to?
You know, given my family's, you know, relationship to the church and power in Crow Hill. Sorry, I just saw the Discord message. I just didn't want to, you know, I feel like I'm worried I'd be putting my siblings at risk if I had any contact with them. Which, maybe that's just me being paranoid, but I'd rather contact them when I feel safe, you know. And if I don't feel safe, then like I don't want to impose that on. God, my poor baby brother. I couldn't do that to him, you know.
So you don't feel safe against the church?
I mean, yeah.
The church is what's causing you anxiety.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think it's a party night. I think it might be a topic better saved for later.
Okay.
We'll shelve that. It's
I just want to know if there's anything important that I should know as we go forward.
Yeah. I'll find a way to talk about it that I'm comfortable with. Yeah, trust is, as you could probably tell by Acheron's everything, trust is hard right now.
And I'll tell you what I told her, though I understand that you don't necessarily have much reason to believe it other than your experience with me and your own intuition. But you don't have anything to fear from me. The things you've talked about, I wasn't lying when I said that we're very similar.
Yeah.
And I will do everything in my power to keep you safe and Coco safe from them.
Thank you.
I believe that there is more that I can do to help. Something you may be interested in, but it's very delicate and I have to be completely sure I kind of need to know everything.
Everything's like a house of cards right now.
Yeah, I think it's exercise in trust again. I can't say everything until I know for sure.
I'll find a way that makes it easier to talk about. You should. I think you should probably know. I do trust you. It's just, you know, I don't want to give offense. I do trust you. It's just difficult.
No, I understand. I remember your hands. I understand.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go see what Acheron's up to.
Or I was gonna ask if you care to dance.
Oh goodness, I haven't danced in ages. We'll see if I still.
Yeah. Well.
We'll see if the training holds up. Oh boy.
It's been a while since we have.
Yeah. Cool. I guess we'll go find Acheron and dance a little.
Yeah.
Cool.
Where's Acheron? She's running around the house.
Acheron loves like music and dancing.
Oh.
And probably like the most. It's like maybe it's weird to see Acheron this like carefree at this time. It's like a completely different person. Like all the usual like suspicion and paranoia gone.
Oh, that's
Wait, coming up.
awesome.
Come on, let's dance. Bring anyone you want. Which one of you is coming with her? Any of the girls that she's currently
That's a
talking
good
to?
question. Did I manage to find anyone?
Yes, let's
Yeah,
write
well,
a scene.
setting up
Did you
the
post?
scene. Setting up the scene. Need to put everybody on who's here on the dance floor.
You can't pick this many pretty girls, Bexxy. You've
Well,
gotta
one
stop
of them is
suffering.
literally getting married.
Okay,
Or
and
the bride.
The bride and the groom
So-
are there.
so what?
Yeah, they're all pretty.
He can come too.
Yeah.
Alright.
Make this wedding
I
night
see
special.
how it is.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
the boys
Why are
are
they
so
all
mean to
so
me, the
pretty,
girls are quite
though?
serious.
They're all so pretty.
Hey,
though.
okay.
Oh my God.
It is a fucking pain trying to find people as character art. Everybody is so beautiful in
Stunning.
art.
Everybody is
I
stunning. in
try.
design.
I
Yeah.
really try.
No one makes
They're all
ugly
so
art.
Unless they're
attractive.
old. You can't find like, middle-aged young people that aren't beautiful on character
Yes,
art.
yes. And
It's
also,
true.
I tried going searching for like a handsome boy that looks a little bit scared and maybe a little bit immature. Impossible! Impossible! Everybody has a
Literally a
chisel
model.
jaw.
This
It's a
guy is
model.
actually a model.
Huge broad shoulders. Oh my god, it's terrible.
You
But
are
I do my
trained
best.
enough for this.
I do my best.
GM curse.
Yeah. Well, art curse in general. Yes,
I
there's.
mean, I'm happy with this curse. I'm not complaining. Oh no, attractive characters.
The
so-
dance floor is full of different people, old and young. There are some kids like twirling around in a big circle, but the niche of people that you're looking for, Akron, is this clique here. You find your target, you and you hone in on your target, and then you infiltrate your target. Like all times.
Whoa.
Like all
I mean, buy
times.
a drink first.
I'm not being like the click as a target in itself. Yeah. So these guys seems to be friends. From the official speeches that's been going on a little bit back and forth. These are the bridesmaids, Lida and Mara, and then you have the best men, Bodan and Momir for Vlad, and they're like drinking themselves pretty stupid and like dancing all night. It seems like in the barn.
I will say Akron's a little more focused on the women than the men. I guess. Well, first of all, lol, I love that I get to use Akron's
Smorgasbord.
definitely kind of putting on the in their body language and mannerisms, less like words obviously. They have been trained in the art of seduction.
Yes,
They're gonna
you
use
have.
these skills.
Here it comes.
Yes.
You gotta love
Wiggle
agent training.
intensifies.
Yes.
But mostly trying to hone in on vibes, see if any of the girls are receptive.
You basically walk in on a little bit of a conversation that the girls are having whilst they're dancing, and like Yeva is trying to hype up Lida to go and ask Aaron for a dance, and Mara is like rolling her eyes.
I think that's a great idea, Lita. I think he'd really enjoy that. You should definitely ask him to dance.
Oh, you find yourself here! Oh, welcome, guys, this is like a travelers that have just arrived for your wedding, Yeva. Can you believe it? And she kind of turns to you. It's feeling, you know people. You've been trained with people. The feeling you get from Yeva that she's queen bee. Like, she is the queen of her clique. She immediately looks at you and sees what kind of niche you will fit in, and if you're in a competition to her and her authority.
Okay.
So, what is your vibe while you're entering this clique of wolves?
Akron's definitely playing up the kind of innocent's not the right word. Definitely kind of the I'm trying to think of maybe a little bit of mystery, but mostly very warm, very kind of friendly, maybe putting on just the tiniest bit of like, wow, there's a lot of people. But definitely nothing that's like, I'm the alpha here type of energy.
Okay.
Quite the opposite. Kind of just, ooh,
You're-
what an interesting place.
Yeah, you're ending as a humble beta. Perfect.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of like flirtatious movement and or like looks.
All right. Okay.
But, yeah.
You're into it.
Flirtatious and
Strange
curious.
is new. Okay.
Yeah, it's intriguing. The people here are intriguing. I definitely love to get to know them better.
It's a pleasure to meet you, stranger. What's your name and why are you here at my wedding, at my union? I mean, because I totally remember my lord.
I'm, you can call me, Kaya. My full name's Akron, but Kaya, is easier. I'm with a group of travelers who are just kind of passing through, and we heard about your wedding and got an invite, and I was just so curious. I had to come check it out. You know, there's so many interesting people here.
That's very sweet of you. And Kaya is a super cute name. But you're
Thank you.
welcome to dance and eat of my family's money tonight. I haven't pulled any stops for me and my special day.
Congrats on that, by the way. It's this all looks very fantastic.
Kind of takes you by the shoulders and like turns you around so you can like look at Vlade while he is dancing with his friends. Oh, isn't he dreamy? I got myself a perfect match.
Yes, absolutely. Your man looks very nice.
That was very awkward. Make me a manipulation, persuasion, or deception, depending upon which one it is.
Which one is it? If it's like, yes, I, a gay, definitely appreciate the opposite sex. Which role would that be for?
Well,
yes,
platonically, do you agree with her?
Yeah, he's attractive.
Okay, then manipulation, persuasion.
Okay. Ah, fuck. I hate that. Why do you always do this to me? I'm trying to. I can't read. Oh my god, that sucks. Why do you hate me? Suck at that.
It'll work out. High roll.
Oh, fuck. There we go. Go.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. She believes you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I know how to get them.
I could see that. You definitely seem like a prize.
Prize. Oh, I'm a
Flirt with the
treasure.
bride.
Yes,
I'm a treasure.
I think girls like to be called a prize.
I can see that. You are, you look quite beautiful.
There's a little bit of a double take. Of like, right. Thank you.
All of you do.
I
Just
think.
help pals, we swear.
I think, seeing that Lida wants to go off and have a dance with Mr. Styrian, and I'm gonna go and have a dance with my Vlade, Mara, why won't you and our mysterious Kaya here have a dance?
Would you like that?
Mara looks to you a little bit guarded. Like looks towards Yeva, like, what are you planning here? Why are you like making me vulnerable and alone with a stranger and just leaving me? And Yeva is just like smiling back at her and like giving a wink. Mara gets a little bit angry, but then turns to you with a bit of a forced little smile. I can dance with you.
Well, don't sound too excited. I'm not gonna strong arm you, and I promise I have nothing but chivalrous intentions.
Could we have a drink first? I need
Sure.
a drink. Alright. You go off,
Go.
have a
Drink
drink.
with her.
together.
What's up with this girl? Why is she weird? Can I do like an insight or like an empathy composure? Some kind of...
Yeah, sure.
Why
Maybe
you
an
do
empathy
weird, girl?
composure, but this would be very much on the surface, you know, since you don't
Yeah.
know squat about her.
I just want to try to see if, like, what type of nervousness it is, I guess. 21.
Whoa!
Woo!
Got rolls today.
Mara seems a little bit... She seems more of a realist. She sees through these girly games. And she seems to be a bit more of a deep soul, if that makes sense. Alright.
Yeah, I'll go. Before I leave, I am gonna throw over my shoulder. You should definitely ask Aaron to dance. I think he would really love that.
But it's so embarrassing! Oh my god, he's so much older!
Sorry, Kai's going to get that drink. Now Kaya needs a drink.
Eventually, Lida does work up the courage to walk up to Aaron and ask him for a dance. So what about that dance you promised earlier? Is that still like on the table, or?
What have I been doing up until this point? I've been just like chatting with
Jadran, chatting with your
Jadran.
friends, probably having something to eat.
Yeah, for sure. What is there eating?
What they're
Just like-
serving?
Oh, devs.
Yes.
Yes.
It's mostly game in this area here. They're serving wild boar, basically, some hearty, like, root vegetables, pies, hearty bread.
Okay.
This is very hearty, but the amount of it is great, and then you have basically honey cakes as dessert, and that's pretty fancy for a place like this.
Okay. He doesn't overindulge.
Okay.
And how late into the night is it right now?
It's probably just like 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
These teenagers have probably never experienced this kind of party before. No, I wouldn't really say teenagers. They're like at the cusp of 20, like 18 to 20 is their
Gotcha.
age click
Mhm.
for legal reasons. Medieval
What do you
times.
expect to
The
have
medieval times
happen?
were different. The medieval times were different.
Yeah, like 12 was medieval times.
Okay, that's way too much for me. Let's just backtrack on this. They're around 20.
Okay.
But still, this is pretty much a big deal for them. So they went perhaps a little bit too hard, too fast. Those like clicker friends.
Mhm.
So she looks
Ah.
inebriated.
She looks inebriated. Oh god.
Well,
Drunken
not to the
teenagers.
drunk to the point where she cannot stand straight, but she gets drunk to the point she dares to do this. If
She
that
has the
makes sense.
confidence to ask you out.
Mhm, exactly.
I look to leader and then like a quick glance to Jadron first, just to see his reaction.
Gives you a chuckle and raises his glass.
I'll turn to leader and I look at her and I say, "We've been drinking, I see."
I mean, just a little bit. The festivities, you know, gets to you. I won't step on your toes. It's that you're pretty good at dancing. And now, like 10 different, you know, woodling dances.
These fast-paced songs aren't really for me, Rita.
Oh, we can go like somewhere else and just dance without music if you would prefer that.
God.
Poor woman.
Bold girl. Good for her.
I like to think that was in character. Like, oh god.
Yeah, he kind of like this.
Oh, Cassia.
He does raise his eyebrows briefly. Is that right? I'm happy to later. I think I need to have a few more cups of this before I can really relax.
Oh.
I don't mean to say no, Lita. I just mean to say later.
She lips her legs. She licks her lips. There we go. And says, "Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'd be around." And she starts to walk away, and then she twirls around, just about to say something, but then thinks better of it and just walks away. Okay.
So, he watches her walk off for a moment, and he has this quick introspective look on his face. Like he's mulling something very heavy over for a brief moment.
Okay.
Or turning back to Jadron and say, Carol's right.
But that one is pretty good, Aaron. Daughter of the inn, daughter of the vodka distillery here. Could be a good match if you're looking to settle down.
Did I do that?
You would probably say the same thing about me, but look at me, here I am.
Yeah, here you are. Sorry, sack of shit.
Take that back. Hey, let's go and throw some trees and let's see who's the sorry shit of sack here. I can still take you was under 3 glasses of vodka, Aaron. Little stick.
You're on, a small man.
Alright, you go off and be manly together. And we're going to continue the festivities next time. But before we leave, let's just do this. Skillful hands unfolds a spyglass, moves away some auburn locks and presses the cold metal to a freckled face. They then carefully view the scene below her, in the safety of the darkness of the bluff and the awfully loud waterfall beside her. And with that, we're going to end tonight's episode of Asia's Return!